Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Yeehaw Lads podcast, episode number 38. We're missing Marcus again, and we're recording on a Friday, which is weird for us. Wonder why we're recording on a Friday. Andy, care to explain?
Because I'm a POS. I
Point of
specifically
sale?
didn't
Your
cuss.
point of sale service operating system?
Didn't know that was a thing, but no, I was just trying not to cuss in the first minute. Anyway,
That's probably a good thing.
Yeah.
no, so I had a union meeting, which is the third Thursday of every month. And
Which
I'm
is
like, I should
conveniently-
probably start to go to those.
Conveniently, the day we record these is just on Thursdays.
Yeah.
So every third week, we're
So
going to
I'm
switch.
like, hey, how about that? And y'all said okay. So here we are.
I fucking live here, so what's the difference?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to do anything anyway because it's fucking snowing outside and I'm cursing in the first minute. Sweet. Whatever.
This
It doesn't.
sucks.
Anywho.
Nobody watches.
Well,
It's
we all
okay.
cursed the snow when it came today because we've had absolutely beautiful weather here in Illinois for the last, 3 weeks probably.
2
Yeah.
weeks. But yeah.
It's been mid 40s, 50s. I think we hit 60 maybe one time even. It was nuts.
It's been pretty solid. That's how you know we're three white guys. 'Cause we're like, damn, let's talk about the weather.
Correct.
Yeah.
I mean, speaking of the weather, it's got something to do with your new
I was gonna
job,
say,
doesn't it?
Thankfully, or not really thankfully, but thanks to the weather, I got the day off today. I drove about an hour down to Pontiac, Illinois, and I started a new job on this Monday of this week at a solar farm. But yeah, today went down there, came into the parking lot. There was two other people. There was two other cars in the whole parking lot. The rest, every other day this week, there's been 10 other electricians there, probably 8 other carpenters, and then I'm the only operator, and then 2 guys who are company guys who kind of like help out with all the little things, I guess.
So what is a solar farm? For
For
the uninitiated.
it's like a field full of electric panels that soak up the sun and make energy.
Do you know what the technology is called?
Synthesis.
Photovoltaic.
Voltaic, but yeah, very
Voltaic?
close, yeah.
I only read like 100 boxes.
So you probably saw it on the box. You're like, hold on, I know this
Yeah,
one.
I carried out from the Connex shipping container like 100 of these boxes. But yeah, photovoltaic
Photovoltaic. As in as in voltage.
energy
Yeah.
module, I think is what it says.
That's a cool sounding word.
So yeah, it's just it's a solar panel. I mean, in layman's terms. But yeah, it's just a giant field with solar panels on basically like a jig that rotates depending on what direction the sun is facing. So we build the field in a lot of rows, and then whichever way the sun is facing, it can rotate, east to west essentially.
It'll pitch across to like match the angle of them and
Yeah,
stuff.
to catch as much sunlight and make the most amount of energy as possible.
Wow.
But yeah, so I was hired on. It kind of sucks because the job was over halfway done when I got there.
No.
Basically the job will start. You clear a field, just doze it flat, build a fence, then you put pylons, which is just steel just bashed into the ground. Essentially, you pile drive it into the ground, a couple feet out of the ground. After that, you bolt the big long bar that these pivot on, and then after that, you put the brackets on, which is what actually the solar panel attaches to.
Yeah.
So here's a picture of one in progress.
Yeah,
kind
so
of.
like the center bar
can see.
runs the length of this field. Then there's the crossbars, which are connecting the panel to the framework here. That was all done. The only thing that's not done is the paneling.
So basically, you're doing what these guys are doing and just setting panels the whole time.
I am running the skid steer. I also so there's 8 shipping containers full of these. I think there's like 20 some pallets of 30 a piece, or 30 in a pallet. There's about 20 pallets per container, and there's 8 containers.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
So yeah, it's not a huge field. I mean 30 panels. We do them 2 rows at a time. So one, like we're in the middle of a row, we'll do one on the left and the right as we move back. That
Sure.
way it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, you can knock out 2 rows at once.
Yeah,
essentially.
It gets 30 panels. Probably gets 20 yards.
So they're probably like 2 foot wide panels or something.
Yeah, just about. Well, probably 3.
3.
Yeah,
Okay.
3 by about 8 foot tall.
Okay.
Because like they're vertical pallets and they take basically the entire shipping container. Like it's almost to the roof. Trying to get them out of there, I have forks in the skid steer. I poke in, lift up. I have maybe 3 or 4 inches, probably 3 inches before I hit the roof. And then I just kind of squeak it out of there. And then once I'm out of there, we ratchet strap it to the forks. And then I drive all the way out to the end of the field. And it also sucks because we had a ton of rain last week. So like driving the pallet out there, it sucks because there's a shit ton of ruts and everything. And they haven't given me any time to like go fix them. So it was just miserable. I'm bouncing around like, it's a skid steer with tracks too. So it nosedives a lot. Like once you come over a small little bump, you just nosedive the pallet right into the ground. I'm like, this is very fun.
What type of skid steer is it?
Takuchi.
Takahoochie, you mean?
Kinda, yeah. TAK.
I'm hoping it's autofilling. It's not.
Just CHI. It'll
I'm just gonna guess it's something like that.
Yeah.
Which one of these? Just something like
Yep,
this?
that one.
Pop that up just for the people.
The one I'm running is so covered in mud, it's not even like
It probably doesn't.
not even relevant.
It probably doesn't look like this anymore, but
no. Oh, and that's another thing too. So when I got there, I was Snapchatting my buddy Dom about this. There was 4 inches of dirt in the floor, so old that it was dry and packed.
Of the skid steer?
Yeah, I could not. They do have a throttle pedal. There's also a little knob on the side. You can just crank set it to whatever you want. But you could use the throttle pedal, except for you can't when it's fucking stuck in the mud, in the dirt inside the cab.
It's completely covered.
The tracks were completely packed full. Like it was one of, and also every pin is not been greased the entire time they've had it.
I mean,
so like,
is it a rental?
yes, it's United Rentals.
You don't have to rent them.
Well, no, it's just idiot. It's idiot company men who think that they're operators because they learn how to, work the sticks.
I mean, it doesn't say
that.
all over the machine like grease every 2 hours of runtime or anything. It
Yeah,
doesn't say that
totally
everywhere.
doesn't say that.
Not everywhere, all over the machine.
Yeah, but then he was like, I get there on Monday, and granted, it was a little bit cold. He's like, hey, just so you know, the quick attachment switch, because it's a hydraulic cylinder.
Yeah.
So you don't have to get out of the machine to switch from your forks to your bucket.
Hydraulic couplers are awesome.
He's like, oh, hey, just so you know, it's getting a little, it's starting to stick. I think it's frozen. So he gave me a weed burner with a giant propane tank.
To warm up your hydraulic pistons.
Yeah, that just
essentially.
unfreeze the dirt and shit that was caught around it. I'm like, okay, cool. And I'm like, whatever. Like, I entertained the thought. I'm like, sure, let me do this. And even after doing it, it didn't really make much difference. So I'm like, I have a grease gun in my car. I'm going to go see if this helps. I squirted 100 pumps of grease in each pin. And it took forever to take because it needed so much. And
you had to push all
the dirt and rust and everything else out. And it finally worked. I'm like, perfect. But yeah, it was so badly abused.
It's just been, literally used and abused forever.
Yeah. So essentially I have a gravy job of just bringing out the pallets to the areas we're going to work. We set them up, a good bit away from each other, every 20 or 30 yards or so. That way, when we're done with one pallet, we move on to the next and keep going.
Got a good flow going.
Yeah. And
you're just in the skid steer the whole time. You're not
yeah, no, my only job. So it's different from any other job I've had because this is a road job. It is specific to the trade. So I'm in the seat. No one else is in the seat. I'm not out helping with panels. I'm not shoveling. I'm doing, except for my tracks, because that's my machine I'm taking care of. It's very specific to me. This is where the language inside the union contracts becomes very apparent.
You are the operator on site
to
operate your machine and only that.
Yes, exactly.
That's it's not my job stuff. It's like, hey, give us a hand. I literally can't.
Yeah, I do. I hop out and I help them here and there. Usually, if it's only on my machine, all the solar panels are banded together on the pallet. So since they don't have ladders, they don't bring around, they have one ladder that kind of floats, but it's instead of them grabbing the ladder, coming up over, cutting all the top panels off, cutting the saran wrap off, I just stand on the forks on my machine, cut all the bands for them,
you
open up the box, and then just literally sit back inside of it.
Right.
So it happens every 45 minutes is how fast we can go.
Is how often you stand up throughout a day is once an hour.
Yeah, which isn't bad on an 8-hour day. It breaks it up pretty decent. So
it's better than nothing, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting.
But yeah, not a terrible job. Like I said, it's a hell of a lot better than any job I've had recently because I'm getting paid to not care. So
that's as long as you don't drop a whole pallet of fucking solar panels.
I did drop 2 of them because I was backing up and the pallet there was 2 panels left on the pallet. We were backing up, but there was a rut in the middle of dirt It was probably
Okay.
a foot tall. I didn't have my forks high enough, so it caught the pallet and started sliding off my forks.
Mm.
Well, instead of the panel laying against the backrest of the forks themselves,
Right.
it started to slide the pallet out, so then it fell.
It was like
and it
dominoing
hit the
backwards.
cab of the skid steer because I was looking behind me because I was backing up.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, very cool.
So
And I
as
go-
you're backing up, it tilts forward into
yeah,
it.
so
and
I believe they checked them over, and I believe we used them either way. But like, there's
probably broke a couple little cells on it or something. It's probably
there's probably
within
like
spec.
20 already smashed panels out there. I'm like, well, these are like $1,000 a piece, so I can't really feel bad if there's already 20 grand sitting here.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I'm
So-
better than the last guy they had, we're good.
Yeah. So
Interesting. No, it seems like a fun little kind of different
Cool.
job.
yeah,
Different
should be about 2 to 3 weeks. It seems like. Yeah, we're about, I don't know, a third of the way done installing the panels.
Mm-hmm.
If I would have been there from the job start, I want to say they started this in late October, November, and they've
Wow.
just been working the weather, through. But
Yeah.
the entire time they never hired an operator, like through the local
Through the
150.
hall. Yeah.
They just had the company guy doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the carpenters union got a hold of our union and said, "Hey, the company's running the skid steer. If you like, there's work for an operator to be done. It's in your district. It's in our jurisdiction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there should be an operator on
Send
site.
a BA out here and talk to him, a business agent,
Mm-hmm.
and send him out here and talk to the company and say, hey, if you want an operator, you free up you to do, boss things, figure out more stuff, coordinate, organize, whatever. Be a company man,
Yeah, to like do the work that.
And then you also have a 10 times more skilled operator than the dipshit who was running it before me.
Yeah,
So
running a skid steer and operating it properly are not the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I've driven a skid steer. I'm not going to cut grade or carry stuff with it because I don't want to. It's
yeah.
it is a whole
I'll say
different
I had
ballgame.
I had about 10 free minutes to use the bucket and kind of smooth out some ruts and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I cleared out like a shit ton of like square footage, I guess I'll call it,
Yeah.
like throughout this entire field because it was all rutted up. They
Mm-hmm.
have not. The guy who ran it, it's also the boss, so he said, I don't care about fixing the ruts. We just need to install panels. I'm like,
Right.
well, you're going to be faster and have less injuries of like people tripping over this dirt and shit.
Yeah, or
I'm like,
breaking
it's-
panels and stuff.
Yeah, like this is you will save money by spending more time now.
Maintenance does pay off every
Yeah.
time.
Oh, yeah.
Like, but he's a company guy. He'll never understand that ever. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So I had like 15 minutes at the end of the day, and I went around and just back drug everything, tried to fill in as many holes as I could.
Just kind of quickly
Like,
smooth it out.
I'm doing it literally second gear. As fast as I can go, just blading it all off and then back dragging everything. And I'm like, yeah, this is where my stupid amount of money an hour comes from. Not this whole just carrying a pallet places. This is what the money you're
So
paying.
did
me
you
goes
fill the
for.
bucket full of dirt and then get out with a shovel and start filling in the holes by hand?
Yeah.
I feel-
No, but I should have
You
because
should've.
I am paid by the hour.
You're like, damn, I got 10 minutes. Let me fill in one hole.
Yeah,
And then just
no.
leave the shovel in the bucket frozen
Yeah,
in
that's
the
a
mud
that's
when
a
you leave.
damn good callback for last week.
God.
Yeah.
yeah, Nick. No,
I
you
did.
don't
I
have
did
the-
listen to it.
Okay, yeah. I'll say
Why?
the picture that we put in there. It was great, but
Yeah, that's not how you fill holes, is with a
yeah.
shovel.
No,
You do it-
I filled in. I mean, I bet. I bet I filled in a football field's worth of ruts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just went up and down each aisle of the solar field, and then there's also like the mid aisles, so it breaks off like this section of it to that. Like basically it's a midway.
yeah.
Where
Yeah,
there
dividing
are no panels.
lanes and stuff so you
Yeah.
can drive
So you have the
through.
long ways and then the width ways.
Mm-hmm.
I was going through the width ways. They're extra wide to fit working areas in. There's also like
Mm-hmm.
breaker boxes and stuff kind of spread out throughout that area.
Sure.
But yeah, fixing all that stuff. Like I bet I went over a square footage amount of a football field in 15 minutes.
Just fucking
Because
full
I'm like,
throttle.
this
Yeah.
is where my skill set is, not just hauling around a panel. Whereas
Yeah, I could spend 8 hours fixing this ground, but I can do most of it in 10 minutes and get it good enough to work.
exactly, yeah. Well, and then with the snow we got today, and then the weekend for it all to dry out, by the time we get back Monday, it should have
Mm-hmm. Be like-
soaked up enough water and then also dried out enough to where it's actually very level.
It'd be like rock solid and level.
Yeah,
You're like,
hopefully.
Wow, look how much better this is.
Yeah. Oh well, and so my boss didn't. He was off Thursday. Like he left like Thursday midday, And then Thursday was the day that I graded it all.
So
And
he's
then he
gonna-
wasn't here today, so he hasn't seen it. So he's gonna come back Monday and be like, "When the fuck did you do this?"
He'll come back and be like, "Damn, that frost really leveled this ground
Oh
out,
yeah,
huh?"
he'll be
Yeah.
completely oblivious.
You'd be like, no, I did that." He'd be like, "Well, I didn't tell you to." Like, I don't
Yeah.
care. I had for safety reasons. I had to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, give him some nonsense, but
Yeah. Well, the last thing I'll go on about with my job was the very fun time of trying to get my I-9 and W-4 figured out.
oh my god,
It only took 3 days because they refused to just do it on paper. They had to send me a Google Drive. Well, I tried for 2 days. The first day I did it on Google Drive. It wouldn't work on my phone. I came back to my house, edited every single Google Drive because the link they sent me wouldn't work to just autofill in the boxes. So I went through each page, edited it, and then
Yeah.
sent it back to them. I spent like 2.5 hours doing that probably.
Mhm.
They said, "We can't take this because you didn't autofill it." I'm like, it's kind of what I figured, but your link didn't work. Tried it again. This would be Tuesday night. Still didn't work. Wednesday, I came over to Brian's. Or no, was it Tuesday night?
I think that was Tuesday. I don't remember. I don't remember what day it was.
it had to have been.
I'll see if I can check real quick. Just keep
I want
explain
to
what
say
you
it
were
was
doing
Wednesday.
though.
Yeah.
But yeah,
see
basically it took 3 days. Oh yeah, no, it was Tuesday. That I had
it
to
was-
come all. I had to drive 15 minutes to Brian's house.
Yes.
Print off everything, sign it in person, and then scan it with my phone and email it to them. Basically,
It took probably like 15 minutes.
Yeah, but it was on paper and it worked.
It worked.
I'm like,
Immediately,
I
yeah.
was about to mail it to them, but they said no. Our pay period is we have to have everything in by Thursday and pay you Friday. I'm
And
like,
this is already Tuesday.
I'm like, you can't just fucking roll it into the next week. Like I'm like, come on, dude. Like I'd rather just mail it in so I don't have to do this stupid technology shit because it's not working. Like, and it's mostly not even my fault. So I don't even know what to tell you.
Yeah, they send you a broken link. Here, fill all this stuff out, and you're like, I can't. They're like, well, that's the only way you can do it.
Tough
It's like,
shit.
But
Figure it out.
I can't.
Well,
Like,
also, I got off work at 3:30, drove an hour home, so it's 4:30 now. Started trying to figure out, wouldn't work. Ate supper, came back to it. I'm like, okay, cool. It's like 6:00 now. I'm like, anybody I want to call and say, hey, your link's broken, I can't.
Yeah, 'cause
so
they're
I
already
tried my
gone.
best Monday night. Tuesday during the day, I kind of talked to the girl and was like, hey, like I don't know what the hell to do here.
Yeah.
It's like anytime I'm trying to talk to you, by the time I get home, I have maybe a half hour before you're done with the day at 5:00. I'm like, this sucks.
this is impossible.
Yeah. So it was shit for about 3 days of figuring it out. But I did get paid today, so I can't really complain.
Hell
Sick.
yeah. We love to
Yeah.
see that.
Yeah. But
Neat. Well,
Good,
that's
good.
let's say good to get those done. Like my tax returns are already done. I got those knocked out. Like
oh yeah, I
last
do not
week
have
or
my.
whatever.
I'm really hoping that they don't think I'm gonna wait for a W-2 from these guys. Surely not. It's already February of 24.
Yeah, no.
I
Well,
would.
Well, if it's this year, then no.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, technically, I got one from Ritchie Brothers,
In December,
but I worked for them through January as well.
that's completely
So,
separate. That you'll get one
okay.
for next year then.
Okay.
It-
Yeah,
it
wasn't.
stops right at the end.
Yeah,
of the year.
I didn't really look at it, but I was like, oh yeah, like I have many W-2s.
Yeah,
I
you'll
need
have,
to
like,
figure
4
out
of
this
them.
sucks. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
You'll be like, well, this one's for 1 week. This one's for 2 weeks. You're like,
Yeah.
this sucks. Yeah.
yeah.
Hell yeah. On other stuff that sucks, apparently yesterday morning, Connexus is running fiber through town here, and they hit the main line of fiber that feeds both the Verizon tower for town and all the internet for the entire town.
Hell yeah.
They cut straight through it, completely ruined it. The internet was out from about 10:30 in the morning until 8:30 at night when they patched into like a back connection going through Leonore. So I worked the whole day with no phone, you know, just listening to music that was downloaded or whatever. So I'm like, well, I have to leave to check my phone because I like if someone tried to get a hold of me in the last 8 hours,
Yeah.
I would never see it.
Yeah.
So I drive over to my parents' house to use a Starlink because that'll
Yeah.
guaranteed work.
Thank God.
I get there, my phone's like ding, 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 ding. I had like 5 different like messages and stuff. I'm like, none of these were important, thank God.
Yeah.
But it's like
Yeah.
I'm just sitting here with nothing, like no phone signal,
You
no
download a
internet.
couple podcasts for the next day just so you had
No,
it.
I waited. Well, I was sitting at their house just checking like the Tonica news and stuff, seeing
Mm-hmm.
if something popped up.
Yeah.
And eventually, they're like, the internet's back, and I'm like, fucking sweet. Like it's like 8:30. I'm like, well, I'm gonna
Yeah.
go home.
Yeah.
I get here, I'm like, do a speed test. It's like 0.19 megabit per second.
Aw.
I'm like, that's not back. And I see
Yeah.
later, they're like,
It
well,
is
it's you know-
physically on, but it is not back.
yeah, they're like, it's functioning, but it's not great. I'm like, good to know.
Yeah.
So then finally this morning, Verizon was back up, so I used theirs for most of the morning, and then by now it's all back to normal.
Yeah.
But it's like, just doing my thing at work, and all of a sudden I'm like, emergency calls only. I'm like, that's weird. Let me restart my phone. Not fixed. I'm like, this is weird.
Yep.
Love that.
Because like a couple of people, like one of you guys had texted at like,
Yeah, it was
2:30
weird.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, hey, is your internet out? And I didn't get that until 6 o'clock or
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, yeah. After I sent that, then I saw that it included cell phone networks too. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh shit, yeah, he ain't getting that.
Apparently AT&T had some signal. It was pretty bad, but Verizon had nothing. It was a
Yeah.
complete dead zone. So I'm like,
Nice.
well, I'm inside a metal building. There's no phone signal. I guess I'm just doing my thing for the rest of
That
the
was
day.
yesterday?
That was yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna come down here and get dinner at Aces, but then they made a post saying that they can't
They're-
take any orders.
Yeah, all their card machines were down.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't call in. Like
I wonder if I'll say because I was about an hour away
Mm-hmm.
in Pontiac, and it was like I remember my phone specifically going really fucking slow.
it.
I don't know if it was like just because
It's-
that tower went down, all the other ones started to suffer.
Whoever's getting signal is now pulling off the next closest tower,
Yeah.
which then is like overloading those,
which
a little
could
bit.
be
And,
down to about me.
I mean, yeah, they apparently cut internet and phone for like a 30-minute radius. Like
Yeah.
everything from like Tonica South was all fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that makes
In
sense.
2019, when IDOT cut a fucking fiber line, the whole town of Ottawa,
Mm-hmm.
Morris, I think Seneca, Marseille, like,
Yeah,
just,
like
like
that whole
everywhere
strip.
up there, they were out of service.
Everyone-
It happened on a Friday,
Of course.
and they didn't get service till Sunday night.
Love that.
That's awful.
Because I didn't know if I had to go into work the next day. I was working in
You're
Ottawa
just,
during
just
that
like,
time.
I can't text anybody
Yeah,
because
can't-
nobody will answer.
Can't text my boss. Can't call her either. So it's like,
Yeah, so I remember I was Amazon shopping because I was bored, and I was like, it just would not fucking load. I'm like, what
Yeah.
the fuck is going on with my phone? Like, this whole site has had great service all like the whole
Other-
time I've been here.
Other
boss
than
put a
today.
cell-
Yeah, it was
jammer.
definitely yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yesterday
that
at like
must that had
11
to have been
o'clock
what
or
it
whatever.
was. Yeah.
Because even Michael up in Peru, he was at work and he's like, the internet just reset. Like it stayed working,
Mm-hmm.
but he's like, I was on the computer doing something and it completely like turned off.
Yeah.
And then back on. He's like, that was weird.
yeah, you know what? That happened to me yesterday.
Did
it was
it?
like 1:30.
That's after. I think I got cut at like 11, but it could have been some other like they thought they fixed it and they didn't or something maybe.
I was watching YouTube and it like started the buffer. I'm like, oh, that's fucking weird. Never does
It does-
that.
It doesn't do that.
And then yeah, like everything just quit working for 2
Yeah.
minutes.
yeah, so literally I got home and I'm like, this won't even open YouTube. I'm like, I should have stayed at my parents for longer. Like, this sucks. We're sitting there watching Swamp People. And I'm like, I'm gonna go home and see if it works. I get home like it doesn't work. Like this
Bad
sucks.
call.
It was enough I could like open like Google, but that was
Yeah.
about it. I'm like, well,
Brutal.
whatever. It's 8:30. I'm going to bed.
Let's do a speed test now.
Now it's fine. It's back up to 75 and 15, but,
Hell yeah.
which is still like slow for internet anymore, but
Oh
it's pretty solid.
man, I forgot you have such good ping.
Well,
My ping was like 2 earlier. When I tested it, it's so good.
It's 8 right now. I mean, that's still
with-
that's better than what I get.
That's with my other computer running, my laptop running, my
Yeah.
phone running, like
Yeah.
my phone doing uplink right now, back and forth. Like the ping's outstanding. Thank
Yeah.
God for fiber-ish.
Yeah, no shit.
fiber adjacent.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of things that are still slow,
We're talking about your Cherokee or you?
well, my computer actually.
That's still
There-
slow
there's
too.
there's a common denominator of me and all of my things being slow.
Well, he's making them at night, fellas.
Speaking facts.
So I got my new graphics card.
Yeah.
My cousin came over, got it installed. Bullshit with him for a little while. Did a benchmark test. Benchmarked couple hundred points over the 1080, and that was before I had used a ton of memory. So the
Yeah.
memory is what really, like, the memory is now my weak point because it like. I don't even here. I'll just rattle off what the numbers were.
Yeah, you can
It went from a
either
pretty
send it to me or just rattle them off.
Let's see here.
Passmark is the performance
Yes.
benchmark test that we all use to get a rough idea how our computers are performing. Like, it's free. It's relatively good. It'll do it. You can set it to short tests, long tests, or just stress tests. It does pretty good.
So my Discmark, it was Discmark as in the category that it was.
So
Um,
Discmark is your hard drive, your storage drive, all that
Yes.
stuff.
So my Discmark went from on October 13th of 2021, it went from 17,240 to last week 13,900.
That's really not that bad.
No.
But it's the only thing that went down everything else went up after the 3070.
Well, yeah,
obviously.
Nice.
but your storage is just going to go down as it fills up and as you occupy space.
But
and
it was
stuff.
by like in my mind a pretty like if I would have stayed consistent, I feel like the pass mark test would have been quite a bit better than just a couple hundred points. But
It would make a difference, but
yeah.
my disk is a Gen 4 at M.2 SSD.
Mm-hmm.
It started life at like 37,000 points.
Yeah.
Now it's down to like 25,000 just because it's almost completely full.
yeah.
So
Well,
it's
I
got
also
less open space to read and write.
I also am soon planning to. I'm gonna just build my whole computer. Not
No,
like
you're not.
the graphics card's fine. I'm probably gonna do.
What is the graphics card, just for people who don't
It's
know?
a EVGA FTW3
Yep.
Yes.
3070 Ti.
Yes.
So
Ti.
it's
Tie.
Ti.
Gay.
Yeah.
As someone who has a 3070 Ti, yeah, it's gay.
Yeah, but yeah, it is starting, or all the games are starting to work better, but there's a lot of little minor hiccups still, and I feel like it's not card driven anymore. It's just
It's something else is acting
the
up.
hard drive for sure. You can hear the motherfucker screaming for its life still.
You
I
didn't-
was hoping it was my graphics card, honestly, the 1080 I had.
Yeah.
It is not.
You didn't bring that today, did you?
Oh, I did not. No,
Okay.
I would told myself I was gonna, and I didn't.
That's fine. I'll grab it this weekend or whatever.
Yeah, that's fine.
Whenever you want $50, I guess.
Cool, cool. Well, I got paid, so I don't even need it anymore. Fuck it.
I'll take it
But
for free then. Let's go.
Well, hey.
Until he's
whatever.
gonna be eating ice soup and be like, "Hey, I need that
Hey,
50."
that 50 would be
Yeah.
real nice.
Yeah, you're right.
So what issues you still having?
Basically, I don't even know how to describe it all.
Well, Fortnite is still giving you issues, right?
Yeah, Fortnite was a big kick in the crotch. Like
Yeah.
it just never, regardless of the graphics and stuff, it almost was back to what I had it on originally with my 1080.
Which is crazy that you gained
Goofy.
two generations of technology.
Yeah.
And it's still not functioning well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so eventually got it workable. Maybe not great, but I'm having an audio lagging issue, like an audio buffering issue.
That's probably a driver. Is your headset Bluetooth? Or
No,
you get
it's-
did you
it's
have
corded.
one and took it back, or was that your mouse? Maybe I don't remember. You had some
Both.
Bluetooth thing.
Yeah, I've done both of that, but no,
Okay.
my current headset is wired.
Okay, that's
So
okay.
yeah, no, it is.
I don't know if you had a bad driver or something.
Frame drops from like 180 to like 90-ish.
Yeah,
and
that's
that's
bad.
when but the frames jump back immediately. Like I can
Yes.
just see the fact that it loses the one.
That's your 1% lows.
Yeah,
That's
so
what
I'm
we're-
like, okay, it's a small loss.
it's a very small stutter.
but the
yeah.
audio is what is suffering now. I'm like, well, that shouldn't, like, I don't even know how the fuck to fix that, but it has to be, like, the graphics are not the problem anymore.
Yeah,
Like,
well, yeah.
so I'm like,
no.
okay, there are other things that are apparently also bad.
That's like I don't want to say a motherboard issue, but
yeah.
when
Well,
you're-
between RAM and motherboard, which I'm probably gonna add more RAM and get a new motherboard and
It could
a new
be
case.
a driver.
I mean that
I
the
just
audio issue.
downloaded all brand new
I
drivers.
say the audio issue could be, but if it's still crashing and stuff,
Yeah.
then it's
Oh, well, then,
Crashing.
yeah.
or not necessarily crashing anymore. It's just like
No, it did crash. It crashed a couple times. Not. It didn't do the same. It was just the game closed. So BeamNG just closed
just
a
hard
couple
close.
times.
Oh, it's not your whole computer.
No, yeah, it's not blue screen like it did. It's not like like crashing damn near. It is literally just a game closing, like refusing to keep it open.
okay,
So it's
Alright.
kind of a weird issue.
that is weird.
Yeah.
Which is just, it leads me to think that more RAM will help and a new motherboard, and
I mean, I've got 16 gigs of RAM. It's never been a problem.
I
But
don't know.
No.
but
Not
yeah,
saying that
it's-
mine's good RAM. But
yours might be DDR3 still. Actually, we got the picture of your
Oh,
board. I should
fuck.
yeah,
pop
it's
that up.
red brand.
It's not like super good brand.
Yeah.
I have a DDR3 kit. I'll just fucking give you.
I mean, I've got some
I'm just
too,
gonna
but
buy
yeah.
all new. I'm gonna buy a new board and new RAM and a new case, and I
just
have
gonna-
I have the graphics card that I wanted. I have a power supply that can handle it.
So are you going
So-
like DDR4
Enough.
with
I'm
this?
only.
Yes.
I'm not going a crazy build. I'm gonna do whatever's good and cheap. Throw it in a new case and just be done with it.
Ryzen 5800X 3D.
Literally, whatever.
He's an Intel
It sounded
guy,
like you
though.
guys were saying there was a deal for like $250 to get a
They're-
bundle package.
I got an email for it
was.
recently.
I
It's still
know
going
that
on.
deal
Or
will
it
be
was-
gone.
it was-
Nope, it's not that one.
Not that one.
Not that one either. That is a banger
That's still
deal.
a good one though, but
I'll
you know,
pull it-
that's overkill for you.
I'll pull up their deals real quick.
But no,
You
like
got
really,
that.
I just want like a middle of the road deal. I'm gonna throw all of that inside of the Height Y60 case that I want and
Yeah.
just be done. Like, I didn't want to build this, and it'll work for another month or two while I collect some checks and stuff.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, there's this guy right here. It's the Intel i5-12600KF with a board and RAM for $250. That's such a killer deal.
All right.
Or you spend
It
just a little
says-
bit more and go up to one of the other ones.
Yeah, but either way, yeah, like between probably $200 and $300 to get that.
Yeah.
What
That's
kind of
in-
motherboard?
That's an MSI Z790P Pro
Oh
Wi-Fi.
shit. Okay. So
Like-
it's a good one.
It's weird they're selling the 790 with the 12600 for less than they are the Z690 with the 12700K.
Yeah.
It's like, I'll take it. Fuck it. Like,
Yeah.
this is like a killer deal.
That
all
is
things considered.
actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Considering your 12100K was what, $140 or whatever?
Or
not K,
110.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, my 12100. Yeah. And
It's still-
it's a damn good CPU.
Oh yeah, that thing's been killer.
I found out with Andy having to use his Xbox for Jellyfin,
Mm-hmm.
it's having the transcode to like actually play in a format his Xbox can handle, and it
That makes
doesn't break a
sense.
damn sweat.
It probably won't do H.265 or whatever. Or
no,
not
it,
great.
no, it does not. No,
That adds up a lot. Yeah.
which is why it was stuttering a little bit for
Okay.
you. But
Yeah.
So
I'll say
bas-
the last episode was not bad.
Okay.
I'll say they're 1 hour episodes, so I watched
Right.
5 hours total on it, 5 or 6.
cool.
Or no, 7 I think.
You
Pretty
can't-
sure
you can't
it's
count.
7. There were 7 episodes. Yeah,
I
like
can check
50,
when I
50
get-
minutes a piece.
I could check when I get home.
First one, literally not even a single stutter.
Yeah.
Second and third, second one a little bit. Third, I had to. That was when I texted you.
You
Like,
had
I
to,
had to
like,
restart
restart
it
it,
and
right?
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Did that again on the fourth. Fifth, I think, was smooth. Sixth was a little like 1 or 2 buffers.
Okay.
Seventh was also perfectly fine.
Cool.
So I'm like, it's just kind of random enough. Which now that I know, just fully restart the Jellyfin app on the Xbox,
Yeah.
and then restart the episode, and then fast forward to the point where I was on.
Yeah.
So
Give it like a soft such a hard reset.
Cool.
Yeah.
the app itself, the
Yeah.
app and episode,
Yeah.
yes.
It'll
But
dump
my
all the
Xbox
data
didn't
it's
need it.
storing in the background
Yeah.
for no reason.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
It might be an issue with that app too. Like it might just not be optimized well, and after a while, it just builds up a bunch of background nonsense.
Right.
Like Jellyfin's not quite as popular as Plex or anything
No,
else.
it's open source too, so you're
Well, I'll say
asking
now
for some
I figured out a
hiccups.
way, and it's more the fact that I was already a little bit used to Plex, and I'm like, I liked it. It was like I just kind of knew what to expect. Now I had to learn another one. I'm like,
Yeah,
damn
I'm
it.
sorry.
I'm like, well, I say it's not my like. I know that you're excited about it, but I'm like, damn it, I just wanted to like use it and not have to worry about it. I had to make a password for Plex and this and that. I'm like, man,
Yeah.
oh well.
Life's so tough.
I would have stuck with Plex, but you gotta pay like $40.
Yeah,
No,
Plex is
I,
getting weird.
I get it, and it's not bad, but like I said, I threw my little tantrum. That's all.
I understand.
But
Just
I
get faster
understand.
internet, Lamau. You're 2,000 up
Save
and down.
another
as well.
Fucking 2 gigs.
I,
Yeah.
I need to downgrade to the 1 and fucking
That'd still
single
be
router.
God's plenty.
You'll
Yeah,
see-
exactly.
I mean,
Well,
it's
for
gonna
as
be-
little as I use it, it's $25 a month that I don't need to spend because I don't use any of it anyway.
You're not going to use 2,000. You won't use 1,000 of it. Considering your computer can't even download 2,000, there's not even a point.
Yeah.
Well, I need to buy a
network card.
Yeah,
When you-
network switch.
Well, if you're gonna
it
downgrade the
called?
1 gig, then you don't have to though.
Or when you get your
Well,
new-
yeah, that's my thing. Is like, why would I spend $300 on the? It's called a switch, isn't it?
you
a,
could just,
a
you
Switch
could just,
is one of the
you
things.
could just get a
yeah.
card. It was like
But if-
maybe $80.
if
you
you're
don't
gonna
have, you don't have to go the whole switch route.
When you're going to upgrade your computer, you'll probably get 2.5 gig onboard.
yeah, it's especially
what-
with MSI. That's like very.
Mine has
standard with
2.5
them
gig onboard connection. You don't have to get a card or anything weird. So
No.
it could use all that, but no
Well,
service.
I have 2 things directly inputted to my main router,
Yeah.
which is my computer and then the upstairs router.
Right.
And then from
Yeah.
the upstairs router, I have it is also piggybacked from there into my TV.
Right.
Yeah,
And
because there's
none of those
there's only
things
2 ports on each.
Yeah.
on each puck or whatever.
It's
those
called
things are.
Aero, EERO.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's 2 ports in each one. So like I said, I have 2 outboards of the main router,
Yeah.
and then the one the one under my TV in my living room is I only have 1 option for out, which I go straight to my TV just because I didn't want to have. I use that more than my Xbox and stuff.
Right.
And then my other one was my PC. I'm like, these are the 2 main things I'll be using. So
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
just leave
And
it there.
yeah, if you downgraded to 1,000, you probably wouldn't even notice it.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
no services in reality are taking advantage of 2 gig in home
No.
networking
Yeah.
anymore. Like,
I just did. I mean, I still am saving $35 a month from
Compared
when
to
I had,
Xfinity.
Xfinity.
Yeah.
So I really can't complain, but I'm gonna get down to like what's reasonable for me.
Yeah, if you had 1,000, honestly, with 500, you'd probably still be fine.
Let's say, yeah, they got a 500 tier.
I'll just because then I think you got to switch around modems and stuff. Which
Really?
if
Well, you would
yeah,
essentially downgrade
the
'cause you
2,000,
don't
you
need
get the
it.
2 modems with
Yeah.
1,000,
single.
you get one.
Yeah, you only get one.
But-
So I'm gonna talk to them and see
okay.
figure something out.
Yeah, which you don't need to necessarily because you don't have a ton of
Right.
you don't have a ton of stuff that can't just be on Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically. So got more to
Interesting.
figure out, but not super worried about it.
Speaking of surf, I noticed today if you go on their website and you go like under like where it shows lists of cities under Illinois, Peru is on there now.
Oh yeah, are they stretching into that?
I think so. I put my address and my dad's. It says that it's not there yet, but I've never seen Peru there.
They
Before.
must
Well,
have
so
just
I
added.
had
So I
my-
think it's gonna happen probably.
They're
pretty
really
soon.
good at leaving the fucking the things stuck in your yard. Like you'll know, or your dad will be like, "God damn, they have a fucking 100 of these things around the neighborhood." Like
Yeah.
you'll know.
Sick.
Interesting.
Yeah, because they had that up within the first week. They had those up. I called them. I'm like, "When's it done?" Like
Yeah.
I will be your first customer because
Yeah.
I hate fucking Comcast, Xfinity, and I would love fiber.
Absolutely.
So and they were like, "Yeah, we're finishing it, this, that, whatever." And I was the second person to get it installed in the neighborhood. So
Nice.
yeah.
Very cool.
I'm like, cool. I'm saving money and I have way better internet.
Cool.
So
I did put like my address and contact info because it says once they do expand,
Yeah.
it's better
That
if
was
you are
basically all I could
interested, so they
do,
can
yeah.
put their.
They can notify you.
yeah,
ahead
after
of
the
time.
phone call I had, that's basically they were like, yeah, like make sure you're on the email list, this, that, and we'll let you know. And
Yeah.
that was kind of
not their
as much as I knew.
No, because I forgot what they're called.
I
For
don't
the
know.
what?
I don't know either. What do they do?
It's like it's easier for like a network to or like a neighborhood to connect to like one part of an ISP.
A node.
Node, yes, that's
Oh,
what I'm
yes.
thinking. Yeah, it's so they can determine where to put nodes at.
Yeah,
around
that
the
way they kind of
neighborhood.
see where the general people that want
Yeah.
it are.
Which I found out why my internet is so good because the node for Xfinity is just right down where the park is.
That makes a lot of sense because
Yeah.
there's like hospitals and stuff near there.
Yeah.
At least there used to be.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
Well, yeah, that's why we never lose our power.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah.
being-
There's
the
equal distance away from your house. There's a school and a hospital, so it's like
Yeah.
pretty easy to
Like
it makes-
highest priority
it would make-
internet
yeah,
power.
makes
like,
sense.
It
it's
makes a lot
sick.
of sense. That
Oh,
there's
and a
good stuff.
library. Fuck.
Yeah.
Sorry to like kind of dox you, but
Oh, that's fine.
I mean, if that's as much data as you've got there, you
Yeah.
probably not going to figure
Right.
it out. But yeah,
Because my dad has the same exact network setup, like modem,
Yeah.
router, same plan,
and just not the
it's,
same.
It's not dog shit, but like he's not getting his full gig.
Yeah,
He's getting maybe 700 down on a good day,
and that's
which he doesn't.
Let's
He
say-
doesn't need gigabit. He just got it for like the deal they gave him.
he just got it for the lol.
It ended up being cheaper if he got gig and some cable package as opposed to getting only 100 megs down in the cable package.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
They do some weird bundles that somehow make sense but don't. But
Yeah.
yeah, that adds up.
Yeah.
I wish-
Whereas my house, you get more than a gig down.
Now it's like I'm waiting for Connexus to finish hitting gas lines and then water lines and then the fiber lines. Last year they hit the gas line and the water line. Now they're hitting the fiber line. So I don't know if I'm going to blame that on the city marking them out poorly or those guys not caring. And I don't know which, but I don't really care because if they do end up bringing fiber in town, I'm 100% going to have to switch because what I've got here is super slow for fiber. Like getting 75 megabit on fiber for what I pay is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like I probably pay the same as Andy does for his 2,000 each way. And
yeah,
I'm still
it's
on fiber.
$75 a month is 1,000.
I think I'm on like I think it's like 85 or $90 a month.
Oh
For
yeah, no,
70
mine's,
for
mine's
that speed,
my
that's
2,000
bad.
is $95
yeah,
a month.
for 75.
I just paid it today.
75 down and like 15 up.
Yeah, so 10 times that
Yeah.
would be how much I have
Albeit
with actual
at,
fiber.
at 2 ping, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, that's
But,
pretty
Right.
sick.
That's the thing. Like your ping is
my
fantastic.
ping's
To be fair, I don't think I average 15 to 20 maybe, which
That's-
is still fantastic.
yeah,
Like,
10 milliseconds difference is impossible to perceive.
No.
But
yeah.
But hopefully, once they quit running through all the other lines in town, they'll bring it out here, and I'll be like, "Hey, what's
Yeah.
your deal?" They'll be like, "Oh, we'll give you $1,500 for $50 a month or some nonsense."
I
Like,
just find it weird how your town does not have Xfinity. The
Not
one
even
up,
a little
The
bit.
one up north does.
every town,
The one
other
down
than me,
south here does.
it must be just the way the town was set up originally.
I guess.
Like it's a localized ISP, and they only do this one town.
like fuck.
Yeah.
And but who here cares is the problem. It's like It's like, well, we've had the telephone service 50 years ago, and now we've just kept them the whole time, and my parents kept them, and their parents kept, it's that kind of like small town mentality.
But like, how many people live in the town of Winona? They have Xfinity.
Everyone does. Well, not everybody, but
Yeah, a lot.
but yeah. So I'm like, hopefully once they quit wrecking our infrastructure, they can bring that here, and I'll be like, what's your deal? Because I want off.
Yeah.
Like, I want off the fucking proprietary, this is as fast as you can get, because that's just what we offer.
Well, and they don't have any competition here, so why would they spend the money? Yeah.
And because most people, like 75 down's awesome for most people.
Right.
And
And
even
for like the average age of people that live in this town too, like that's more than what they need.
For me,
too.
living by myself, 75 down is honestly fine.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
the upload that kills me.
Right.
Especially uploading 40 gigabytes 2 times a week.
Yeah.
It's like I have to run my computer from the minute we get off this until for 2 days straight
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
get those uploads done.
So and I thought I was thinking of something clever to where I could just be like, oh, you can just VPN to my server. It's like, oh well, you're still limited by the upload. Fuck.
Like, it would be quicker for me to load it onto a flash drive to your house or Marcus's house or Andy's house, and just plug it in and be like, upload.
Yeah.
Okay, it's done.
Yeah,
I'm
10
gonna
minutes
go home.
later, bye.
Oh yeah, it would be better at Andy's since yours is symmetrical.
At 2,000 up,
That's
yeah,
fucking uploading what, like
it
5
doesn't.
minutes?
Hypothetically, do it in like 20 minutes or something. Yeah, some
Well,
ridiculous
You
thing.
know my back door's open, so
Is that what she said? Or
maybe.
but I'm sorry. I
God.
did.
Well,
I
speaking
did.
of women, Nick, did you do anything fun for Valentine's Day? Because we're both single as fuck.
No, Caitlin was down in Texas.
Yeah, she was.
Oh,
she was
well,
gone the
yeah,
whole-
damn. So
Yeah.
you got a little taste of what we live with every day.
It sucked.
Yeah,
Yes.
I know.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like like she left Tuesday morning. I helped her pack and everything. And then just at work, I was thinking like, oh, dude, I can make dinner. Like all the foods that she all the food she hates, I can eat and not feel bad
Happy
about
Valentine's Day to yourself, Nick.
it. But
That
then I
sounds like a great
got
day.
home and I was making and eating it. And I'm just like, this kind of sucks eating
You're
by
like-
myself.
You're like, damn, this ain't the same.
No. And then actual Valentine's Day.
Oh my god, yeah.
Actual Valentine's Day, I just got home. I did shit to the house. And it's just like, I'm just going to throw in a pizza. Got sick from that. I called off work Thursday.
Nick's doing a real stare at the floor kind of week.
Oh God!
damn.
Well, so yesterday I woke up at
No, you're pulling a Patrick Star. What do you do when I leave for work? Wait for you to get back.
basically yesterday. Woke up at 4:30, headache, stomach ache. Went
Hell
back to
yeah.
bed. Woke up at 5:30, puked,
Nice.
called off. I had a message from my boss and said, if you feel better in the afternoon, you can come back. And I just said I puked, and she said it's covered.
Fair enough.
Just kidding. We don't want you back. Stay home.
And then you know what I did for dinner later that night when I started feeling better?
Ate a
The rest
pizza
of that
again.
pizza?
Hamburger Helper,
Okay, that's hamburger helper's good.
chili mac version.
Okay, that's okay. I'll deal with that.
That went fine.
Hell yeah.
It's weird that you're like, frozen pizza killed me.
Yeah.
Chili
Oh.
mac, we're good.
It was
I'll
in
be
the
honest. I've eaten all the leftover fucking chicken dip I made.
by yourself.
My tummy hurts.
Dude,
Bad.
I don't know what the fuck you put in yours, but I was farting.
It's that fucking Cholula taco season.
It
Swear
had to
God.
be. Like, it was good.
Yeah,
don't
no,
get me
it
wrong.
It tore me up bad.
But yeah.
Speaking
last
of that,
night-
that was the Super Bowl party over the weekend.
yeah, that
Yeah,
we did
oh,
things
shit.
at.
That if you listened to last week, I told you to bet all your money on the Chiefs, even though it came out after the game, and I was right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because, like,
it was funny. We were
the
cheering
s-
for both teams the whole
Yeah.
day.
Pretty
'cause
much.
We didn't
You
give
guys
a
are all
fuck.
losing your
We're all
shit.
like, yeah, sports ball.
I knew the Chiefs were just going to win because the Swifties, manifest that shit.
Oh yeah.
That's
Well,
just-
hey,
that's
everybody's
just not true.
all the girls' crystals work. Okay.
I, before you get into your story,
that was the majority of the story.
I was talking with another group of mine during the game, and one of my friends was getting real fucking nervous until like the last 20 seconds until it got tied and went to overtime. Because he said that he bet $400 for the Chiefs to win.
Oh, that's an easy
And it was
bet.
like 20 seconds and the 49ers are still in the win. He's just like, oh my fucking God.
He's like, I'm about to lose this.
Well, it's just like, well, at the other point, don't bet $400 if you can't lose it.
never,
Yeah, exactly.
never bet against the Chiefs when it matters.
Oh, yeah, he won his bet and then he said, all right, unstalling.
Yeah, all right. I get too nervous for this.
Yeah. Literally me with Coinbase.
Yeah. It's like if I was a betting man, I would have made like $5,000 in the past week or past 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, I don't know. Like I don't feel like it.
Too much risk.
It's not the risk because I know what's gonna happen.
You're gonna get
It's
addicted.
just I just don't feel like it because it's like
yeah.
I'll like make the money, but wow, I should do that again, and then I'll lose the money.
Yeah.
Be like, damn, we're putting golf picks out. I don't know. Tiger Woods is back, all on him. It's like, and you lost. It's like,
Be like that crypto guy that keeps messaging you.
oh yeah. I don't know. I think it's been a minute. I'm gonna see how long it's been since I've
Moves, brother.
Speaking
he
of,
has quieted down a lot.
True. Oh, he sold minor shit. I saw him list shit on Marketplace.
I think he was getting different minor shit too.
I don't
since,
know.
since February 3rd, I haven't heard from him. So that's a win.
Wow.
Damn. All right.
That's a win in my book.
Speaking of golf, did you guys hear about the Waste Management Open?
No.
Yes.
Okay, so
So the Waste Management Open is like the biggest golf party of the year.
yeah, it is.
It is the Woodstock 99 of golf.
Yeah, I'll say
Oh.
it is a like it is competitive for the players, but it is a more spectator sport esque
Okay.
version of just a golf match. Like
Yeah.
it's kind of hard to explain a good like.
Oh damn.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to give an actual explanation of why it is what it is, but it's just over the years it's gotten absolutely crazy.
Here's like
Yeah.
a screen grab from like what it's like there.
There was 500,000 people at this event
Oh.
Yeah, this is
for a
like
golf tournament.
it is the
yeah.
biggest like golf party period.
Yeah. So how much do you know about this, Brian? If you want to do, a little
I know
spiel?
some. Not.
Okay.
I know it didn't go well.
I heard
Oh.
I heard an overlap or like a overview of it. So yeah, there was 500,000 people in attendance.
which is a fucking lot
Yeah,
for a golf
They're-
game, yeah.
for a golf party, essentially. Yeah.
The local police were called in, I believe, at 10:30 in the morning
Oh my god.
Here we go.
for holy fuck.
So, yeah, the Waste Management Open triggers 54 arrests, 211 ejections, and 653 emergency calls.
Oh.
They had to
my
stop
God.
selling beer. The local police and fire were called in to like put an X-nay on this bullshit.
To like just calm everything down because it
Yeah.
was just going nuts.
Yeah, it was absolutely insane. Actually, I know a person who went out there, and I didn't see anything on their Snapchats or anything. I was
Oh,
kind
yeah,
of
because they were in jail.
Well, no, like they actually like they just had like a decent weekend.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason I knew anything about this beforehand was like it's kind of got popular on TikTok of like last year's. They did a couple like you know,
last
hype
year's
up
was
clips and shit.
last year's was crazy, but not like this.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is like they probably won't do it next year because. Of
Oh
this
no, they
shit.
will.
Like,
they'll just put ties on like you're
yeah.
limited.
Oh,
on something.
so another thing is all the fans rushed the gate because
That
all
happens.
the QR codes weren't loading fast enough. So if one person went, they just ran through the gates until it closed again.
They just
Yeah.
pushed
and then did
through it like
one. It was
like
like
it's a music festival.
well, yeah, they, like one person scans and 8 people run through the gate.
Yeah, literally just debauchery. Well, it's in Arizona, so you know
Yes,
that's
correct.
It's like desert heat people. They're like, nah, fuck it, we're partying.
Yeah, it was absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had to shut down alcohol sales like stupid early. Yeah, absolutely insane.
Yeah, it seemed like it was a hell of a hell of a party.
Yeah,
But yeah, every year like this is the golf party that
sorry
you go to.
for party rocking.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of known in the golf thing as like that's the big like everybody's getting trashed event, and it went crazy this year.
Yeah.
But the
Brutal.
winning prize is like $8.8 million or something. You know,
Yeah.
golf's a big sport.
Hell
but
yeah.
yeah, I had heard about that, and I'm like, wow, that sounds awful. Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a crazy thing. Speaking of crazy things, you want to talk about your Jeep since you've done some stuff with that?
Ooh,
or do you have
yes.
something else you want to throw into?
I don't really have a ton else. I believe the Jeep would be most of it.
I didn't think you had
Um,
much else.
I forgot when I picked up the axle, but I picked up the rear axle.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm now officially not on tons, but I have them. Which
But
is
it
cool.
looks kind of like you have tons now.
It looks
okay.
almost ish like a thing.
There you can see.
Oh, actually, yes, I
a
actually have
bad
more. I
thing.
completely forgot about it.
There you
Today at 2:00, I got a package.
a package.
I got the
Package.
front axle truss and the rear axle leaf spring perches.
All right.
So essentially,
yeah.
after I weld all that shit together and on those axles,
They
I'll
could-
be able to bolt it
You
underneath.
could start like bolting things in place.
Yeah.
Sick.
Wow.
Also, I messaged a guy on Rock Crawler Flea Market who's
Mm-hmm.
parting out a like fully done rig
Okay.
full full hydro setup.
Double
2.5
twin
inch,
ram or single
yes, double ram,
Okay.
8-inch stroke, 2.5-inch bore, which
Oh,
is
God,
exactly
yeah,
what I
that's
want.
perfect, yeah.
It's what I was told to get.
Yes, you need
Yeah.
you need an 8-inch stroke for Super Duty axles.
PSC everything.
That's ideal.
Brand new, the kit was $2,700. He has it for $1,500 or best offer.
Sheesh.
Hell
So I'm
yeah.
like, dude, I will buy parts of that, like with whatever spare cash I have over the next week or two.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can pop up
But
the whole kit.
like, I will buy the whole thing if you wait for me. But I need that kit for that cheap.
Yeah, you're like, that is exactly
Yeah.
the parts I want in the order I want them with all the stuff
Type
I
in
want.
kit.
That's, yeah, I'm trying to. see
Yeah,
the
it should be like
possible hole.
$2,700.
Probably, it's probably very
It is that
similar to
exact
this.
kit.
That's a single.
Well, yeah.
Oh, no, it is a
but-
double-ended cylinder. Never mind.
Yeah, double-ended pump, fluids, hoses, the
he just
Heims
never-
on the end,
He just
cooler.
didn't install it.
No, he's parting it out. It's used.
Oh, okay.
But
But
it is
still,
a full kit.
That's
It's
like,
coming off of a Wrangler with a Kingpin 60,
same
but
idea.
it'll all work.
a 60's a
so.
60, generally speaking. But
Yeah, I mean, I'll have to make the little DOM, the little links.
Yeah, but
in
those are
between the
stupid
knuckles,
easy.
but yeah, that's nothing.
honestly, if he could send them to you, they're probably about the same length. The Super Duty might be a hair wider. I don't know. Either way, they're super easy to make.
If he sends it, great. If not, I don't care.
yeah, no, that's ideally exactly what
But he's
you
in
need.
Florida, sadly. He also has.
That means
like,
it's not rusty.
He
at
has
least.
yes, he has a ton of good stuff. He has a 43-inch Baja Pro XS's
Oh,
Okay.
that'd be
on
good.
bead locks. Like he had a ton of other stuff. I'm like,
Do you
I'd
just
love
wanna
to buy.
You want to
or
save
no,
shipping
sorry.
and drive to Florida? I mean, what the
Well,
fuck?
he has a 14 bolt that's already like 538s done.
Yeah.
Okay.
For like the price it's going to cost me to put gears in mine. I'm like, fuck,
Let's just go to Florida. I mean,
dude.
what?
I do. I'm sure.
What's shipping going to be on this stuff? $100 and some bucks. I mean, that's some gas money, and you know.
I don't know.
Yeah. Either way, but
If I had the Fusion, I'd think about it. That could do it. I don't know if I trust the
take
Subaru to
Nick's.
go all.
Take
Oh,
Nick's
hey,
Fusion.
Nick.
You don't need it.
Say if you want to trade vehicles for the weekend.
No, I don't
Sure.
think we're. You know how long
I'll have to give you the Subaru with
You-
the mileage I put on the Fusion.
you would have to leave today because Florida's a
True.
long ass way.
Yeah, that's true. That's
But
true.
no, honestly, that's perfect. If he's got the kit,
But yeah, he has the. The only reason I'm jumping on this is because I was going to make a post when I was actually ready. If I had $1,000, be like, anybody who will sell an entire double-ended Ram 8x2.5.
yeah, instead of trying to part together a random pump and a
Yeah.
random ram, and then the flows don't match.
Yeah. Also,
and
I'm gonna
then-
try to have him send the orbital as well.
Ideally, yeah.
So, I mean, granted, it's only $200, but still,
Still.
It's still,
something.
yeah, it's a $200 thing.
He
even
said-
if it's
full PSC hydro system, $1,500. I'm like, I don't know exactly what that'll be, but
yeah, it's like whatever it is.
He's literally just parting out a Jeep. I'm like, you're not gonna just keep the orbital. Like, you'll just like.
yeah, if
I'll
he's
give you an
parting
extra
the whole
$20
thing.
for the orbital. Like,
Because there's no
Right.
reason you would take off full hydro because that's the end limit. Like you go
Yeah, no,
to
he's-
full
he-
hydro when you're done.
Yeah, he's fully parting out every single piece of it. He's just
Yeah.
done with it. It's like an 07 Wrangler or something.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like take the gear set out of the 14 bolt and ship that too.
Nah,
and-
he's keeping
Oh,
the
yeah.
axle together.
Yeah, it's-
Sadly,
yeah, it probably makes sense. Somebody will buy it,
Yeah.
for sure. But
but
well,
yeah,
fuck, that'll be nice to have.
I'm in talks with him. Like, I'm gonna double check part numbers and sizes and,
And-
everything, but it should be.
It should be all very
My
simple.
biggest thing is figuring out if this pump will if they make brackets to fit on my engine.
If not, you know a guy.
Yeah, but I'm just kind of wanting to double check that. you
Honestly,
know,
PSC might make brackets for that pump.
probably. I literally have not looked this. I found this at 2:00 today. So.
Oh,
Yes, either way.
Oh, okay.
I'm just seeing if something pops up right off the bat.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's stuff.
Yeah, it's like
You
I said,
can't just search.
not the
Cherokee on
biggest
here.
deal.
Oh, this isn't PSC's website. That's why.
Oh yeah.
Either way,
But yeah, so
sweet.
in talks with him, which is cool. Yeah, 14 bolt. Cut all the brackets off. Oh yeah, I told Brian this. Cutting the brackets off my Super Duty took 9 hours and 20 cutoff wheels and a torch
and most of a tank of acetylene.
Well, no, it was already empty, but whatever the last bit of acetylene I had as well. The 14 bolt took 2 hours, 6 cutoff wheels.
I think that's what you said. Yeah. something
Yeah,
like
6
that.
cutoff wheels, and that was it. Like
A
it's done.
significant less amount of
Wow.
time.
Yeah, that's how much bracketry is on the Super Duty versus a regular 14 bolt or any
Yeah.
other axle. It is unreal.
Yeah, and in a rear axle, there's not a ton of stuff on it because it's a leaf spring axle anyway.
Yeah,
but yeah, a Super Duty 60's got so much stuff on it. It's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, but also, today at 2:00, my Barnes order came in. So my truss showed up as well as the purchase. Basically, I need to talk to you and figure out when
I gotta start welding.
He's
again.
busy that day.
Yeah.
I am busy.
He
Day
might tell me that for a couple of days.
for a couple of days
But yeah, I have all this stuff. I just need to figure out how to load or get the Super Duty loaded in.
in the Subaru.
Well, no, I'll have to start on my truck, but yeah,
If only you had a little trailer you could tow behind stuff.
I don't have a hitch on the Subaru and I need one.
It-
But it's also like I have to spend $300 to get a fucking hitch on the Subaru.
Well, how
to pull my
rusty
little
is
one.
it under there?
It's
then?
not.
No?
No, Washington doesn't use salt. They use sand.
Oh,
Yeah.
So it's
fuck,
not
that's
rusty.
right.
The most salt
Yeah.
came from when we did the salt flats, and it
Yeah.
caked everything with salt. and
Yeah,
you
I have
didn't
my
wash it.
one wheel well is rusty, which the typical rust spot on my Subaru are the strut towers.
Okay.
But those are fine. It's literally just a pocket. It was like it was a pinch weld from the factory.
Okay.
And I'm sure, like, over time, a little bit of salt and sand and dirt and everything got caught up in there.
And
but it
moisture and
started to
stuff.
rust.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad when I bought the car, but over, having it back here and driving it and
Right.
Bonneville salt flats, I'm sure didn't help at all or
Right.
any.
Yeah, probably not.
But yeah, there's one, like, rust bubble. That's it. The rest of the car is fucking spotless, besides how beat up
Other
it
than
is.
like the windshield border, that's all fucking.
Yeah, that.
gunked.
Well, those are also like it's the factory seal gets water in them and they're bad paint.
Well, I
around
don't think
the
you have a
windows and stuff.
factory seal.
Yeah, there is.
anymore.
It's just silicone now.
Yeah, you put like black silicone in there to just cover it up.
I also need to go up the A pillars because it's all like rusty A pillars and shit too. it's
Kinda-
not good.
Kind of gross.
But oh
Yeah.
well, it's a beater. I don't care.
Yeah.
So I saw a thing today that pertains to your XJ. So
Oh.
you remember how you did this crazy aggressive comp cut in the
Yeah.
back, and nobody else ever does this?
Yeah, somebody else did.
Somebody else does it.
Oh.
Just today I had found it. It is Rusty's Off Road. That's you still. I need to go
Yeah.
back to here. They are now selling their high clearance
Ah.
fenders. So if you look at this, it's got basically the same exact height that you just took out of yours.
Yeah, it follows the
That
line
follows
that
that
I did.
upper ridge line exactly like yours does.
I want to.
And they have their front fenders
Yeah,
too.
the front fenders look cool. The rears,
They look a little wacky, but
it looks good. Like all in all, it looks good. Those have got to be 43s too. They're huge.
that's I don't know if I
Yeah.
can see. They are SXs.
Humongous.
We love to see.
I would
that.
have to say they're 43s.
They've got to be. This thing looks gigantic, but
Yeah.
they just announced these today that they're going to
Cool.
start making. They're not on their
Wow.
website yet,
Yeah.
but they're like super high clearance fenders.
Well,
I'm
you
like,
can tell how high clearance it is because they had to cut in half the marker light on the side of the grill, the
Yeah.
orange.
Oh.
like
the fender stops here normally. Like it's
Yeah.
this big. Like the tire would be rubbing the stock fender completely right
Yeah.
now. Like let me go back to the picture of yours. We can side by side it.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
see how like
yeah,
the marker stops
they go
here.
up into like the 4x4 symbol. on
Yours
the-
is
on the
already
back
cut
quarter.
pretty aggressively in the
Oh,
front
yeah.
anyway, at least.
Yeah.
And your back, it's basically the same exact cut.
Yeah,
So they saw yours and stole it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Is all I'm convinced
apparently, yeah.
is the only way because it's the same
But
exact cut.
I don't know
line.
how. I'm curious because like once you cut it as high as I do, you open up the entire back of the Jeep though.
Right.
So
Yeah.
like they have to make the like replacement panels for the back like I made myself.
It's probably the same setup. Yeah,
You'd
that's the,
almost have to.
Yeah.
that's the only picture. they
Either
have
that or
of
it's
it.
literally just the rivet on fender flares, not the actual like closing in of the rear.
Yeah.
I'm almost positive it is.
From the picture. You can't tell much.
Yeah, that's what I want a zoomed in picture of the whole rear wheel well because most people who back half it as aggressively as I did,
have
they
a
have
giant hole there.
Well, no, they're on coilovers or air shocks.
True.
So they need to link it, and they need to make a mount. So they hack the unibody, they hack everything.
They have to make
Whereas
room
I'm,
for all those links.
I'm keeping it on leaf springs, so I'm not doing that. I don't
which
have to cut
you
out
can
the
see they're on a trailing arm setup
yeah
or radius arm.
You
or
actually
whatever.
can see to the right.
Yeah.
yeah,
You
that's
can see
got
a coil there.
Yeah, because I saw the front was an air shock too, or it's an ORI.
That
ORI
might-
strut.
I don't know if that's inside the frame. They might have cut the whole frame out for this one. I have no
Yeah,
idea.
I mean, some people do. Some people make it to a big hoop, basically.
Yeah, they basically-
to tuck one.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can see the ORI strut on the front as
yeah.
well.
But yeah, these front ones would probably be about right for you, honestly.
Yeah.
You have to do a lot of trimming it. But yeah, the problem is
Well,
it
if I don't
leaves-
put the matching rears on,
well, that's true too.
Yeah.
But that cut line's probably going to be about the same.
yeah. Well, I say again, when you do that, that's fine and dandy. But you also have to box in your engine bay because there's now giant holes there because you're cutting out all of the fender.
Yeah. So I'll be interested to see when these actually get like on the website to see what all they come
Who
with.
did you say it was?
I believe this is
Rusty's?
Rusty's Off Road.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Rusty's Off Road products. They're new high clearance flares. So it's probably just the flare.
Yeah, it's got to be just a flare. I'll say because you still have a ton of stuff to do with.
The whole like
Boxing it in.
finishing the inside of it, making it like watertight and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw these today. I'm like, huh. I'm like, that's interesting. That's the same. Like, because we were talking about how nobody does that same cut you do.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, they just
And if
did
they
it.
do, it's usually hacked, or
Yeah.
they try to round it off to make it look good. I'm like, I like the angles of like I wanted angles on mine. I
Likes
wanted it to kind of
angles,
look
yeah.
like this the very popular comp cut, which almost everybody does on their XJ if they have like less than 40 inch
you're going
tires.
to 35 or something. You cut
35s
back
and
off.
37s. Everybody does a comp cut, but I did just the fucking massive comp cut. But
XJ comp cut. Pull
yeah,
up.
surely there's some pictures
Somebody's got something
or
like,
cut and fold, I suppose.
Well, cut and fold's a little bit shorter, but either way, everybody's got their own pictures.
Yeah,
of
there's
it, but
there's tons of different ways to do it. I have not seen anybody do mine specific. Oh, on the left there.
this.
Yes, that is Ultimate Adventure. That is fuck, what's his name? SFR. Hold on. South Florida Racing. Nick LeBlanc.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was on Ultimate Adventure like 2020-ish.
Sure. I recognize the name as soon as you say it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm almost positive that's his exact Jeep.
Neat.
Because I recognize that like he made his own little line with tubing by the rear doors and kind of came up.
Interesting.
Very
yeah, like here's more like a standard comp cut where you like bring
Yeah.
the fender up and just cut it straight
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, you don't have to like. Well, so technically it's called a cut and fold because what you would do is you would cut a slit in the pinch weld of the fender all the way around the wheel well, and then you fold it underneath.
Yeah.
So it kind of tucks it out of the way. Yeah.
Is anybody doing it mid cut and fold? Trying to see
Yeah,
a
it's
picture
kinda
for
hard to
reference.
see.
Here we go.
Yes, So that's what you do.
Oh.
You cut it into tabs essentially, and then you fold them up into the wheel well so you can't see them.
Yeah, it makes a really nice smooth fender line.
Yeah,
because
you
instead of
follow
cutting
the-
it off, it folds underneath.
Yeah,
itself.
you follow the stamping mark from the factory to where like essentially what you're cutting off and folding is just extra two-sided panel.
Yeah.
Whereas like what I did when I cut mine, I cut it to where the panels were separated again. I welded them back together. This is when I folded or
Yeah,
cut and folded
the first time we
originally.
cut it, we had to add in a panel and then re-weld it.
Yeah, I just stitched it all back together and made my own because I cut a little too much by accident.
That happens.
You'll have that. Yeah.
But yeah, it's
And those pictures
those
are all
fender.
tiny.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
God.
these are forum
I
pictures.
love
still.
old forum pictures.
That was on a flip phone, Brian. Come on.
Yeah.
It is. What does that say? It is 600 by 400. Yeah, that's not a good picture.
Yeah.
But that's
Flip
a
phone, iPod Touch.
Yeah, pretty much.
iPod Nano. Some nonsense that isn't real.
Took it with my Nintendo DS.
Hey, that had a good camera. I don't know if it did.
It
or
was
not. I didn't.
terrible.
Oh no, the
It was so
DSi and
fucking
3DS,
bad, dude.
terrible.
It'd be like Donut taking pictures with his Game Boy clip-on camera.
Yes.
They're
Oh,
so
fuck
cool.
yes, dude. Yeah, the Game Boy camera actually does go hard. To be
It
fair.
has that cool aesthetic old look.
Yeah, from like late 90s and
Yeah.
shit. Yeah.
Pop this picture
Fuck
up just
yes,
for
dude.
reference.
Hell
A
yeah.
kooky front end S14. Let's fucking go.
With your, this guy's got a lens on it. Wait a minute.
Oh shit!
Oh, he's at the track and everything too, dude.
This-
That's a sick picture.
That's actually a really good picture for a
Yeah.
Game Boy. It's literally just a plug-in add-on cartridge that takes pictures.
Yeah, that's a Nissan 240SX
Yes.
S14. It'd be like 97.
Full-on
Yeah.
drift
Kooky
car.
front end. Hell
with a fucking Game Boy. That's so cool. It makes such cool pictures.
Yeah, that's a really cool aesthetic.
Yeah, I think there's a 3D printed mount so you can put like camera lenses. Oh yeah, here's
Well,
the
say-
same guy again with more pictures.
They also have like a printer adapter you can put on the
I
bottom of
thought
the Game
so.
Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, these are actually
Wow. Yeah,
God
that's
damn.
that's awesome.
sick. Fuck it, I'm selling my mirrorless. We're doing this live on Game Boy. You kidding me?
Yeah, if we go
yes,
karting,
dude.
we
That's
can
so sick.
definitely do that.
Yeah, dude.
Game Boy camera.
That's awesome.
That's crazy. Hell yeah. Andy, you said you had something. Oh, do you want to talk about your
Yes.
your
the
video
link.
Vigilink?
Yeah. So we need to can we watch that whole trailer?
I
It shouldn't
mean,
be copyrighted.
technically we can watch.
Okay.
What are they going to copyright?
We at least need to watch like 20 or 30 seconds of it because it scared me a little bit because it was
Okay.
released on Valentine's Day. But let's go ahead and watch
mean
it because you've watched it, but Nick hasn't.
No.
I have.
Nick-
Yeah, you will get your reaction.
Yeah,
'cause
go ahead and pull it up. We'll talk about it for a second.
Jamie, pull that up.
So, Nick, if you saw, this is SnowRunner.
Okay.
This is their official Facebook page. and this was what they released on Valentine's Day.
Make
Go
sure
ahead.
the sound's not gonna murder my ears.
Okay, yeah. But
No, why would it do that when I press space
What the
bar?
fuck?
Okay.
Cuz.
Oh, that's not bad.
Wanna go for a ride? The heights you never thought possible?
So when I
about to get
posted in the
bumpy,
Discord,
hot,
thirst
and a
trap
little
game,
dangerous.
this is what I was talking about. Because I'm
you
like,
can handle that,
they are
I think we
really
can reach
trying to
that.
appeal to like this sexy voice shit. And it's
Like,
freaking
If it
me
ain't
out.
happening for you, we got some gadgets you might want to
They
use
just
to
keep
get things going. We can whip out the jack screw in case things get a tad rough.
That's what made me start being like, huh?
You're like, excuse me, what
Oh,
is
hold
this?
on.
Don't forget the player's choice. The seismic vibrator.
This is what I'm like, what the fuck are they
Renegade.
fucking trying to sell
Oh
me?
my god.
This is a
But
real
There
ad
is a
made by the
official
real,
pre-order date, March 5th. Or, I'm sorry, pre-order now, official launch date, March
which
5th.
I broke
2024.
that news like 3 months ago.
Well, yeah, but I was like, oh my god, what is this fucking trailer?
This is-
dude?
that's-
keeps the game fresh in people's minds, though.
That is a
that's
real-
effective advertisement.
Yeah, that was somebody got paid to make that, and I'm like, good on you.
that
I
is
can't
a-
wait to show Caitlin this when I get home.
Don't worry, it's single player only, so it's
yeah.
a waste of our time to even look at it because
I
I'm
know.
not buying it. But
No, I'm not either.
it's just SnowRunner physics with a different game now, which it seems like it'll be good, but I'm not going to buy a single player
Right, it's
SnowRunner
like
game.
I play
unfortunately.
SnowRunner to play with you guys.
Yeah, we haven't done that in quite a minute.
yeah, we
it's
definitely
been
could
a hot
start
minute.
doing that. And
Well, yeah, because I bought
we have a
that.
couple more seasons and stuff.
I bought
too.
that
we-
one DLC.
Yeah, we all bought the DLC and then we played. Marks and I played it like once, and then we did other stuff.
Yeah,
Or because then you guys bought BattleBit. You guys been playing that
Oh, yeah,
nonstop
true.
since then.
yeah.
But yeah, that's a real ad made by a real company about a game that has
And it
nothing
was
to
released
do.
on fucking Valentine's Day. I'm
God.
like, these horny posting motherfuckers.
Imagine
I
it's
swear to
11.
God.
It's 11 a.m. Your job is to post this, and you're like, "Damn,
I'm
killing
proud
it
of
today."
this. Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah, no fucking way.
So yeah, this is. I'm like, wow, I cannot believe that this is actually.
Yeah.
This is real life. This is actually being posted right now. Yeah. Man, I don't think we've got much else to talk about
Yeah, I don't.
today, unfortunately.
Yeah, sadly no. Oh, I'll say that.
I can just complain about work for a minute.
I mean, yeah, let her rip.
Sure.
It's not like a bad complaint. So we had a customer coming today to pick up a crate full of parts.
Sure.
This part is like 2.5 sheets worth of steel, so it's like 600 pounds in a box.
Yeah,
Well,
they're bed brackets.
yes, bed
Yeah, okay.
brackets.
All right.
They're basically a 9-inch bent piece of angle iron, essentially. The problem is when my coworker filled the box full of parts, he didn't get the box out of where it was sitting. So the problem is this crate that weighs 600 pounds is behind these stacks of plates. Mm-hmm. This stack of plate weighs like 30,000 pounds.
Love that.
Therefore, I cannot get this out of here without moving all 30,000 pounds of plates because
Yeah.
I need a forklift to move this,
Yeah,
and there's no room there.
yeah.
And I'm like, because they were coming at just after lunchtime. So 1 o'clock, get back from lunch. I'm like, look at the parts list to see what they're getting. I'm like, oh, bed brackets. I'm like, okay, I look over and I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm like, I got to do something about this because they're going to be here in like 10 minutes.
So you had to take out every single one of the bed brackets,
Like,
and then grab the box.
like look at what are my options here?
That's it.
That's
It's move
it. Yeah.
all the plates and unstack the box are really my only like major options here.
How
Because
many said were in there? 600.
there's 600 in there and then like 12 of some other
You can
little
grab-
bracket.
5 to 10 at a time, maybe.
Yeah.
If you can fit your hand in there.
Yeah, but like assuming each one's like half a pound to a pound, it's just like it would take hours. Maybe not hours, but
Yeah.
it'd be really annoying.
It'd take all of the 10 minutes to get undone. Then you lift up the box, take it out,
and I move it
set it on
2 feet,
Yeah.
and then reload the entire box.
Oh god.
So obviously I'm not doing that because fuck that.
No.
So instead I just got creative.
Oh yeah.
I put the forks all the way together, drove the forklift to where it's hitting these steel plates, and the mast is touching the garage door.
Yeah.
There's literally no more possible room here. I just ratchet strapped the shit out of it and lifted up like that, bending this whole box and stuff.
Oh yeah.
The box is like 18 inches tall. The
Yeah.
forks and stuff are another 2 or 3 inches.
Yeah.
From the bottom of this shelf to the top of this, there was like 1 inch of clearance. I'm like, I am not stopped because everybody else is gone. It's just me. And I'm like,
Oh,
I'm not
yeah.
going to stop and unload this. I do not want to. I'm like, if this box breaks in half, then that's what happens.
Then fuck
Like,
it. You just get a fucking. I'm assuming they come with a pickup truck.
They brought a box truck today, so I'm just like,
okay. I was like, yeah, you get a pickup truck full of bed brackets. You
Yeah.
get to assemble. You get to pile them up when you get there.
yeah,
Fuck
some
off.
assembly included. Good luck. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so they got back. I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, about those bed brackets, and he's like, I saw those sitting over there, and I didn't even think about it. I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah,
you
Yeah.
should think more.
yeah. Considering the steel plates in front of it, the top stack of them is got 13 on it, which is 13,000 pounds, which is more than our forklift will pick up. As I
Yeah.
found out when I tried to lift them the first time, and the back of the forklift started going up instead of the front. So I'm
Yeah.
like,
Oh
oh, that's not great.
no.
So I had to like unstack them on the truck, like put a block in and move them all around to get them inside at least.
Yeah.
And now they're just in here being heavy, and I'm like, God, it's Friday. I don't wanna.
Fuck, that's fucking ingenuity at its finest.
That ratchet strap is screaming for life.
Probably.
Like it's
I
a
believe it.
3,000 pound working strength, but I'm like, man, if it lets go, it's over.
Yeah.
Shit.
But yeah. And as for this weekend, I think I'm gonna start working on the truck again
All right.
because it's been sitting on the trailer with a dead battery and a broken ignition for 2 months now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I gotta do something. So I'm gonna make a license plate bracket for the rear.
Oh,
Put
yeah.
the plate, and I got a license plate light on it, so I can drive it on the road legally ish.
Yeah.
It still has no fenders or side panels,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so I might have to rig something up for that, so I can like drive it around more. But
Just buy
I'm
a
like-
kiddie pool.
well, I've got my actual bed sides from when I hauled scrap over the weekend. So I've got my bed sides still, so I can like make some kind of mocked up stuff, so it'll be good enough. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put a battery in it and start actually messing with it and trying to
Start
decide.
dialing it in.
trying
by
to
the time
decide if I-
finish mine.
Well, yeah, trying to decide if I take the 40s off and run it on my street tires
I would.
and just like
Yeah.
break it in using that because those bias plies are
It's gonna
out of
turn
round.
so easy with
It
those
turns-
fucking
Yeah.
street tires.
I'm just gonna leave it locked on the street. It just doesn't care.
Oh
Yeah.
god.
Turning on 40-inch fucking 16.5-inch wide bias plies, it just floats. I can't imagine on a like 8-inch wide like radial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be-
God, yeah.
I'm gonna be like drifting it through
Yeah.
the snow, just one finger steering. So I'm gonna start working on that. I think try to get it at least like off the trailer running. I'll throw some insurance on it and just like
Yeah.
start doing little trips and work bugs out of it because it basically sits the entire year other than the one like weekend I use it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I need to
Yeah.
start like getting it functioning. Then once that's like reliable ish, then I'll start working on the fit, which will also be pretty soon because the first race is in May.
Okay.
It's already middle of February, so
Now, what day does this fall on in May?
the 17th and 18th I think is the weekend.
Oh, there's 2 days.
Well, I need to figure out exactly what there's 2 days for.
Okay.
Let me go to May. 'cause it's
So
on the
you let me
weekend.
know what day.
18th and 19th then I believe.
Okay.
But either way,
then
that one will
I'll-
be in Byron, so that's not too bad of a drive.
Okay. Because then I'll work out to make sure I have the 18th off then if that's what we decide.
I say I'll have to see
Or
exactly
whichever one.
what days
Whichever the more
are.
important day is.
Yeah, if it's like they're doing the same thing on
Yeah,
both
test and
days.
tune on Saturday and like 4 points on Sunday or
Yeah,
something.
Yeah.
being new to it, I still have to figure out a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So
Right.
got to figure out a paint scheme. Got to start, cheating a little bit. Got to order tires for that. A lot of stuff.
I thought you decided on a paint scheme. That
We didn't decide. We just looked at some the one
okay.
day. But it'll probably be something of that like white, pink, blue
yeah.
kind of weird little color scheme. I did in fact pop up another color scheme. I don't know if I've still got it saved on my phone. Yeah, I got 2 more that I just like since we had talked about those colors specifically.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Why is Quick Share being so dumb? Share my laptop. This should pop up right here. Switch back to Me app. There's another 2 I saw. Like we took that inspiration of like the
Yes.
the retro like blue, purple, pink, orange, white, like this
Yeah.
goofy like 80s retro windbreaker theme.
Yeah.
And that was just another one off that. And that's one without any white in it. I kind of like the white though. I think it gives it kind of
Yeah,
a
it
like.
breaks it up a little bit.
And I love AI doing like racing seats. Like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
The side bolstering that touches the window. That is an American fucking racing seat. I tell
Yeah,
you.
that's
Oh,
a
yeah.
that's a Haas's
yeah. I was
racing
about
seat.
to say.
And the numbers are just like weird, like kitchen
kind
knife
of
looking
almost
things.
17-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a Glock and a fucking machete. Also, the number 17.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
Oh
weird,
yeah.
It's a very like they don't quite have that technology yet. But I'm kind of like a color scheme like this. I think is probably where we'll end up at. Is
Hell
some
yeah.
kind of like
Yeah.
ice white, light blue, and some like pink or purple or orange. You know, something weird to break it up. So it's very recognizable is the idea. But yeah, get the truck going, get the fit going. Just
Yeah.
start like making progress on my weekends again instead of just like
Yeah.
Fair.
instead of recovering from working 60-hour weeks forever. Like
Mm-hmm.
gotta like do work again and stuff. So
Yeah, I had the snow day today, and I'm like, well, I'm waiting for this, UPS package or sorry, FedEx, sadly. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, cool. I'll wait around, kind of check it out. Wait. It said between 10 and 2. I'm like, all right, cool. Like
don't you love it when it says
wasted
that?
time until about noon. I'm like, all right, cool. And then about 1:30 shows up. I'm like, I can't sit around and do nothing all day anymore. So I'm like, I'm gonna go play Xbox or PC. Sorry.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I walk in there. I'm like, I fucking hate this desk. It's really pissing me off.
Oh yeah, do you want me to pull up those
Yeah.
pictures of your desk? You sent those and I completely forgot about them.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I'm like, you know what? I'm sick of this. I want to like customize it. So if you want to zoom in on the left there,
Like over here?
yeah. So there used to be symmetrical. There used to be a cabinet like that on the other side, and if you see
Is
the,
that where your mic is?
I repositioned it. Yes, it used to be down there where the fan is, because
Yeah.
I had a similar. If you see the vertical panel there, that's holding up the top. Yeah, sorry, my dog's really loud.
Yeah, she's fine.
If you see the vertical piece to the left,
Yeah, this guy.
yeah, that was similar on the other side as well.
Yeah.
There was a second cabinet.
Mm-hmm.
I used to have it where this angle iron is now, but I'm like, I want to open up the desk more. I used to have a laptop over on that side, but it sucked with that stupid vertical wood piece there. So I'm like, you know what? This I want to change this. I also eventually I want to rebuild this desk out of steel.
Why not just build a new desk?
That's what I'm saying. I love this design.
Oh, you like the corner
I just
desk.
Like
I
staring
hate-
at a corner.
Yeah, I love the corner. But I want to be able to use multiple monitors as well
Yeah.
as I like the cubbies. But I don't want to have those big bulky
Let's see what the cubbies are
Panels
storing
are?
that's important here.
just
Garbage,
bullshit. But I like the
screwdriver.
design. Yes,
and
batteries,
some
hard drives,
SD cards.
SD cards for GoPros, cables, etc.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I like that cubby design overhead. It also holds my lamp as well as my
Lamp.
speaker. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
You like having elevated stuff.
I want to have that same storage system, but I want to have a desk fully made out of steel. I want to build that cabinet. I want to have basically what I did here. If you want to zoom in on the stand I made, I want to have a non-invasive stand to hold the cubby, as well as it can work. You can mount a mic stand off of it. You can fucking probably even mount monitors off of it.
Oh yeah.
Maybe not this one specifically because I built it in 10 minutes. But when I build a desk from scratch, I want to redo this entire basically system here,
Okay.
all out of steel. I want to have
I probably wouldn't build a desk out of steel,
something.
like wood. There's a reason stuff's made out of wood. Because well, for example, like this table right here is made out of wood,
Yeah.
and it was only took so much work because it's so fucking big. Like-
yeah. Well, I want to build legs out of steel because these wood ones that are like quick fastened together.
Oh, yeah,
with,
those
screw
suck.
together. Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
this
yeah.
is the thing. Is like I'm not gonna rebuild this desk.
No.
I also want one solid piece desk.
Yeah, this
on,
has some waves in it still. I had to.
Yeah.
still got a
No,
little
I mean
bit
this would be fine, but like with mine now, I have a piece of plastic that I cut and kind of made work, and it's not great. It's better than the shitty wood top.
It
that
was bad before. Well, you can
composite.
see there's like random cutouts.
Well,
and
that
stuff
was
in
for
it.
the divider there, that vertical piece.
Right.
But now that I don't have that, I'm like, yeah, there's a big fucking gap here now. And
The plastic helps at least, but
yeah, the plastic helps give it one solid piece. So like, yeah, realistically, I want to do. Yeah, I could probably do a wood top, but I want one solid level. I want metal legs that actually have some fucking strength to
some
them.
support, so they're not wiggling around.
And then I
stuff,
want
yeah.
metal, basically some sort of bracketry to hold that upper
So you can do like overhead cabinets and stuff.
overhead cubby area. Yeah. I want this exact same setup, just way fucking better. I mean, this was $100 on Marketplace fucking 4 years ago. So
Yeah. Speaking of way better, you notice how jaded you're getting about your keyboard?
Oh yes.
So when Andy came over here Thursday,
To print out my i9 and W4.
we stopped over in the office to print it out because that's where a big ass Epson printer is or whatever.
Yeah.
It printed those sheets.
It was like
I
15
printed like
sheets in
yeah,
like
a
30
minute.
seconds. Yeah,
It was stupid.
it rips out
It is
paper.
an industrial printer. It's fucking sick.
Yeah, it'll print 11 by 17.
But that's not
it's
what
a
we're
big,
talking about.
big printer.
We're talking about how fucking terrible your boss's keyboard is.
It's so
Oh,
bad.
God.
It's just a Walmart.
It's a
$5
Target
fucking
keyboard.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, it's bad. And I've never thought I'd be a snob of like, oh God, like it doesn't
Yup.
feel right. And yeah, it's $13.
Yeah, it's. I don't know if that's exactly what it is, but yeah,
it's damn close.
It's
not good.
It's not a good keyboard.
But I start.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
It's not
fucking
that.
very close. To
it's
that.
not that. But
Yikes.
But I start
it's
typing
not
on it,
good.
and I'm like,
You typed on it for like 3 seconds. You're like, this
Yeah.
fucking sucks.
I'm like, oh God, like what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
Like,
From going from a mechanical keyboard every day, like you don't notice it
Yeah.
until you're used to it, and you get anything else, you're like,
well,
why is
the
it
Razer,
squishy?
I like the Razer because it was loud. This cheap, shitty junk one is also loud.
It's
but
also loud,
It
but
is
it's-
not a good like.
It's loud in the
feeling.
wrong ways.
Yeah.
Oh God, I
Like
was.
even for his
I
home
feel so bad.
for his home computer, he got a like Logitech like K95 like
Okay.
mechanical one. Like
Yeah.
it's got like travel to the switches and stuff, but it's
Yeah.
still a membrane at the bottom or whatever. Like even that's infinitely better. Like I don't like it because it sounds fake because it is
Right.
fake.
Yeah.
It's like a mechanical switch above a membrane instead of just being a mechanical switch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm like, it's like you don't realize how nice mechanicals are till you go back and you're like, oh, it's squishy. Why is it squishy
Yeah.
and clattering and making noise? Like your $60 keyboard is just running circles around this fucking
Oh God, yeah.
$20
I've never would have pictured myself being the dude to be like, damn, like.
Like, damn, my keyboard's so
I'm
much
s-
better.
dude, oh fuck! It is though. It is so crazy.
It literally
is,
took
yeah.
you seconds. You're like, this is awful.
This
I
sucks.
hate this.
Yeah.
You should see the one for our plasma cutter.
Oh yeah.
That I think that's
God.
still like an
Oh, God.
old, like it's like. Got,
I
like,
mean,
the
I do
gray
have a little bit of
buttons.
nostalgia. There is a couple keyboards that I've used, like, you know, from fucking junior high and shit. It's like there is a specific type of like, oh, this reminds me of like junior high.
Sure.
Yeah.
But then there's also like the cheap, shitty 20. He bought that in what 2020?
I don't know how
or whenever
that
you built
one's-
that PC is.
That yeah, probably something like that.
Like yeah, like there's difference of like, you know, like industry standard middle school computer
Yeah.
Business
keyboards
class, yeah.
versus like the cheapest junk in 2020 that you could possibly find.
Yeah. Like they do not hold up over time.
Yeah.
I'm
He had-
yeah.
He had basically that same one at home, but like the feet were broken off of it, and he like threw it away to get like the mechanical like K65.
Yeah,
or
you.
whatever.
Yeah, absolutely crazy.
I think it's a K65. Let's see if I can find it real quick. 650. Yeah, it doesn't seem right.
You're probably. Are you thinking Corsair?
No, it's a Logitech because
Oh, okay.
he sent me a picture of it, and he's like, "Is this any good?" And I'm like, "Well, Logitech software is fucking awful.
Yeah.
It's not a K90. I'll look it up real quick just because I'm curious now." But he had sent it. He's like, "Is this any good?" I'm like, "Well, I hate Logitech software, but for a keyboard, yeah, it's a G213. Okay.
Yeah. I, was
I
gonna
don't know.
say,
If
I think Logitechs are G's.
yeah, G213.
Corsairs are the K.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's still a membrane keyboard. Let me switch back to my controller so I can pull it up.
Nice.
It's got RGB, but
Holy
Whoa.
fuck!
whoa, my capture card did not like that.
Holy shit.
I'm
Too
glad,
much RGB.
I'm glad I didn't switch tabs yet because I would have just given a seizure to everyone watching. Holy. But it's this thing, like, it's a wired membrane keyboard still, but it's got tall keys and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
it's one of those, like, in between. What the fuck is this product gallery? Why are you spilling water on it? What is
'Cause
this?
it's waterproof. I don't know.
I guess a membrane technically is, but he's like, wow, this is so much better. I'm like, yeah, that thing still
yeah,
kind of
buy
sucks.
a second one
Yeah.
for here. Jesus Christ, you
I'm like,
animal!
I'm like, it's still kind of awful, but
does
like,
he use the RGBs, or does he?
you
just,
can't. Well, you
can't
either turn it.
them off?
You either turn it off, or you get like rainbow effect wash.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can't do
Oh.
anything else without downloading their software.
Yeah.
And I'm like, don't download G Hub. It's awful.
It's not bad.
It's not
I
good.
use it every day.
It's not good. It's just. It's
Granted,
just not
the only
good.
reason I use it is I click on it and it opens up my preset DPI for my mouse.
Yeah, but
And
you
I just-
shouldn't have to click on it. It should just function. Like it should
should.
load the
Well, it
drivers
has-
and stay there forever.
It has the preset drivers. It has like 4 stages of DPI sets,
Yeah.
but the 2 middle ones are in between. Like I use 950. I think it's a preset 700, and then 1000, and then like 1600.
But my like $12
like
mouse
stupid.
I've had for like 5 years, you load the settings one
Yeah.
time and then never open the software again, and they're always set because it just writes
Yeah.
it to the mouse or whatever. Like it's very simple.
Fair.
Where yeah, like Corsair and Logitech are fighting to have the worst, most intrusive software. Period, and I just cannot believe it.
MSI
what is
Mystic
it? What
wants
is
to
the
know your
total
current
off-road?
location.
It's complicated solutions to
To
easy problems.
Yeah,
Yeah, basically that.
yeah, like it's terrible. Steel Series has one of the better ones. I will be honest. There's a lot of gunk inside of it, but it actually does do really good.
Yeah.
Plus, they have an aim trainer built in for some reason. Don't know what that's about, but it's actually pretty good. I've played
Hell
with it
yeah.
a couple times, but yeah. I think we're just dragging this on for no reason at this point.
Kinda.
Oh, fucking no, we're not. Nick, what's this deal with the Tail of the Dragon trip? that
Oh,
you
yeah,
didn't
what
tell
the
us
fuck?
anything
yeah.
about.
I'm going with 3 of my friends who live in Tennessee.
I'll move to Tennessee. What the fuck is this?
We're gonna go to Gatlinburg for a week, and Tail of the Dragon is one of the stops.
Hell yeah.
They've done it already in their cars. The whole point is we're doing it in our slow ass cars.
Doing the Fusion?
Yeah,
Let's
Hell
go.
yeah.
I'm doing it in the
Dude,
Fusion.
that you have to buy pictures. Like so, like they'll.
I
Take them-
planned on it,
I'll say
yeah.
they take them regardless of if you buy them or not. But
Okay.
then you just find like they either have like posters or banners or something on the tail. It'll be like, yeah,
It's this guy. It's called Back of the Dragon.
there's a bunch
That's
of
one.
people who
That's
do
one of the
this.
ones that do it.
One of
But yeah,
I'll see if I
basically-
can find their pictures.
Yeah, basically you go to the pictures tab.
Yeah. BOTD pics.
Yes.
oh, and then that's
And they literally have like a photographer set up who'll just take pictures of stuff all day.
yeah.
Like that's a cop car. Just
Oh yeah. There's everything and anything.
Yeah.
all day. Like they'll just sit there and take pictures of people riding through and driving through and stuff.
There's also a restaurant, like a car guy restaurant, in the middle of Tail of the Dragon.
Okay.
Which he used to be friends with Atlanta Custom Wraps. Whatchamacallit. Like they used to kind of like it's called Killboy. Or
Okay.
What?
Yeah.
Damn.
Hold on.
That's all right. Those are words. Certainly.
Yeah. The original dragon photographer, Killboy. Killboy.com is what apparently it is. But yeah, he owns the restaurant. It's a giant metal sculpture in the middle of Tail of the Dragon.
Find your photos. Let me just hit a random day just to pull up
Hold
the.
on.
Yeah.
What the fuck is even this? I'm not. This boof ass fucking 2001 website.
Yeah. No shit.
Go to look up Tail of the Dragon, actual dragon, because it's
You're killing me.
I know, I'm sorry.
You have to search actual dragon.
Tail of the Dragon. I just put Tail of the Dragon. Yeah. There you go.
This thing.
Yeah, and the picture is killboy.com.
oh, cool.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's a restaurant there in the middle of it, and it's like all the bikers stop there, all the cars stop there. You will
Yeah.
see
So it'll be
fucking
busy.
everything. Yeah, it'll be busy
Cool.
as fuck. But yeah, it's apparently worth stopping at if you can get there and
Yeah.
find a spot to park.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I think I say the sign says BBQ
Hell yeah.
probably.
and a Harley, big chillin',
But
posted up.
anyway,
So when are you doing that?
So yeah, besides granted, Tail of the Dragon is cool, but it is just kind of a road and
it's in October.
adjacent.
It is 318 curves in 11 miles.
Yes.
Yeah.
For the record, the Starved Rock curves are 20 curves in 1 mile. No, 3 miles. Sorry.
Yeah.
Which
So
that's
it's way more curves per
well,
mile.
yes, but it's also like that is the only thing like relatively close to us with any sort of curve over short amount of time.
Yeah.
So to put it in perspective, people drive from Chicago to do the Starved Rock curves.
well, it's because we don't have
'Cause, yeah,
anything
we don't
else in
have
this state.
anything else.
Well, they're tired of getting murdered, so they have to leave the city.
True.
Speaking
right
of that,
about
we talked about it last week.
Yeah.
With Chicago being terrible. They just failed to renew their ShotSpotter contract, probably because it makes the city look so bad. So they just failed to renew it. Now they're in a big that's like the big news going on right now is them trying to like justify renewing it, but they didn't renew it in time. It's a
Yeah,
mess.
We love that.
But yeah, when it detects hundreds of thousands of gunshots,
Yeah.
which I had done the math the other day, it's a gunshot every 3 minutes. Forever, the whole year. Like it's
Yeah.
some crazy number. But yeah, now they failed to renew their contract and they're all like, well, now what? I don't know what to do. It's a mess.
If we don't have records of the gunshots, they don't exist.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, no, Tail of the Dragon was sick.
So what else are you doing down there?
He's gonna buy a Grom.
Hell
Do
yeah.
it with the.
We're just gonna. My friends and I were gonna explore Pigeon Forge in Gatlinburg.
Okay.
Yeah.
Seems to be the happening stuff down
And the
there.
cars,
are
besides the Fusion, taking the Fusion down there.
Mm-hmm.
My buddy's gonna drive his ND Miata. Other one's gonna drive his manual Focus, and the other one is gonna drive his manual CRZ.
Ooh,
Yeah.
CRZ.
Oh,
What the
dude,
fuck
his
is a
CRZ is so fucking
CRZs
cool.
are so sick.
It's
Oh, what the fuck? Yeah,
it's
I've
a
never
hybrid.
known-
It's a hybrid manual.
yeah, I've never known the name of these
It's
things.
so cool.
They're so goofy, but yet
Yes.
It's like
so
the
neat.
Insight, but also
But
even more
better.
weird.
a little bit. Yeah, it's
A
a little
little
bit
bit better.
better.
Honda makes some weird shit in the early 2000s.
I remember I drove it around for like just a few minutes, just like, oh my god, I would have never imagined this to be like such a neat car.
Probably actually like torquey as shit too.
it
being a
is.
hybrid,
Yeah, it's torquey as fuck. It's such a
shit.
good little
It's so-
car.
It's so
So you're
wacky.
getting a cabin out in Pigeon Forge in
Yes.
Gatlinburg?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'll say that's
Yeah.
the way to do it, dude. It's so fucking crazy.
Absolutely.
The sheer vertical asphalt roads leading up to the cabins are fucking insane. Like
Oh.
even if you have like a relatively normal drive to your cabin, try to just look at the Google Maps and drive to wherever
Got
around
it.
there. I vividly remember specifically the one that we were at. Like, I didn't know they could pave asphalt this fucking vertical. It
Yeah.
is stupid.
The first time Caitlin and I went out there, like ours was like way up in the mountain. It was just all uphill gravel
Yeah,
and
it's
shit. Yeah.
it's ridiculous.
Well,
some of the roads up
over
there.
it wasn't this last winter, but the one before it. Michael and his girlfriend went to Pigeon Forge or Gatlinburg, whichever one, and stayed in a cabin.
Yeah.
Well, they had left in the morning at like 4 or something to go there in his truck.
Oh yeah, yeah.
On the way there, it starts making a terrible grinding noise like half an hour from home.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, well, that's a wheel bearing. We're stopping and we'll go get a different car.
Mm-hmm.
So they came back to my parents' house, moved all their stuff into the Mustang.
Yeah.
Again, this is winter. And it's a
Yeah.
Oh my
it's
god.
a 2007 Mustang.
Yeah.
They drove that down there. He's like, the whole drive was pretty fine until we got to the road up to the cabin.
Yeah, it is vertical.
He's like, I have never been more scared of driving in my life. Like, it's
Yeah.
horrifying.
So we were whipping this. I went down there for a truck show, or quote
Kind
unquote
of.
truck show. It's called
Yeah.
Rod Run. It's just
Yeah.
it's all antique trucks, cars, regular car show shit. But then they also had a diesel meet down there, and I met up with the diesel guys who I was friends with at the time.
Yeah.
Right.
And yeah, some of them were staying at a cabin. Some of like I was staying at the hotel, but we went to go to the cabin and hang out for a while.
Yeah.
And we were whipping 8,000-9,000 pound diesel trucks through these hills and shit. And I'm just here.
Yeah, I'm just riding
it's
along.
10 a.m. but I'm already drinking. I don't give a fuck. But I'm like, God damn, these fucking roads are nuts.
Yeah. But like, it's so like weird up, like sloped and stuff. He had parked the car and it was so slippery. The car slid on its own and set off the alarm on the car. Like he's inside and the car just like starts going off. He's like, what the fuck is this? He like goes out there and resets it, goes back inside. It does it again. Like
Oh,
the
God,
car was
yeah.
like inching backwards on the ice because it's
Yeah.
so steep.
Well,
He's
yeah.
like,
So
he's
it
like
was
all the neighbors are like looking around. He's like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
It just
Yeah.
does that.
We had they got this specific Airbnb because they had like 4 or 5 parking spots.
Yeah.
Like the where we parked was very level because it was just kind of like a landing, and then it was like I don't even know what to call it. Like the entire cabin was suspended in the air. There was
Like
just
it's overhanging a cliff?
Yes, completely though. It was entirely
Fuck.
off of the dirt. It was just like concrete, kind of like that one there, the brown one to the right.
This guy?
No, sorry, up one more.
This guy.
That guy.
Okay.
It was like that, except for like instead of this was like 5 feet off of the dirt, this was like 15.
And this is like a straight drop instead of
And
just
it was like 50 feet from the deck to where the dirt started again. I'm like, holy shit.
That's something. Yeah, living in flat ass Illinois, you're like hills. What's a hill? And you
Yeah,
look over
but
there,
like
oh, it drops
next
off.
to this deck here, there was also like 5 places to park. Like kind of, it was up against the mountain.
Since everybody's
absolutely
driving
nuts.
something, it's probably nice to have that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We were also right underneath a gondola. Or like a big
An overhead
sky-
tram.
Yeah, but it was
Yeah.
like a box of them, or
Right.
like a box, not just like the
Yeah, it's
the
a closed
seat.
in
yeah.
thing. Yeah.
So since we were drinking and we jumped up on the roof and just kind of like looked around, I'm like, damn, that's crazy. somebody suggested to moon them, and I did.
And you are so down for that every time.
Yeah, you right about that.
Let's find the gondola. These things.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Exactly that.
So somewhere in this picture is probably your
Andy's
ass.
This would have been 2019.
Okay.
Wow. Very cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, these things. Probably not the ski lift one. Probably the cabin one.
Yeah,
But,
but it's going up like a straight vertical mountain,
Mhm.
and it's like I didn't even notice the wires above me until like
Until
I
something
see the
floats
gondola.
past
I'm like,
you.
what the fuck is that? And
hey, man.
yeah, there
excuse
was
me?
either 2 or 3 of us on the roof,
Yeah.
and and somebody's like, oh, we should fuck with them, or we were taking pisses off the roof is what we were doing,
Scenic
and then
pisses,
we finished
yep.
it, and then
Yeah.
the fucking gondola comes up.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, fuck it. I got I'll
Fuck
fucking
it,
show
we're
you
already-
something.
Already here.
Yeah.
Good times.
There's like a kid and like a family in there, and you're
Yeah.
now wanted in Tennessee, but
Well, I was
Fuck,
almost
dude.
wanted because I was riding a Honda Grom down there.
Yeah.
don't do that.
That's
So my buddies
nuts.
from Indiana grabbed their Grom. They brought it down. I rode my Harley down to Kentucky to Louisville
Hell yeah.
and got picked up there.
Knock loose
Then
down.
drove down to Gatlinburg for the truck show and whatnot. Yeah, somebody else brought a Grom down. And I was riding the Grom around. I was like, hey, we had to do a beer run. So I'm like, oh, I'll just take the Grom real quick. I got a book bag. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Go to the CVS, get a fuck case of beer, load up in the book bag, start driving back, and it's Main Street, Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. It's
It's
4
pretty
lane.
flat, ain't it?
Oh, it's all flat. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, this was literally just a beer run mobile, but so I'm coming back and I'm weaving in and out of traffic and shit, and there's people hanging out of trucks and shit because this is just a diesel truck show, which is just
There's just
You just
chaos.
take over the town with diesel trucks, and everybody's drinking and partying.
Oh yeah.
So everybody's like, I'm just kind of cruising around. People are like hanging out the windows, throwing me beads and shit. I'm like, oh fuck yeah, like whatever.
Oh yeah.
The one dude's like, hey, where's your helmet at? And I got my hat on backwards. I'm like, it's fucking right here. What do you mean? Fucking put my hat back on. Fucking cruising around. Go up to the next truck. Hey, where's your helmet at? I'm like, the fuck are you talking?
like,
Oh,
oh no.
Tennessee has helmet laws.
Tennessee's a helmet
Yeah.
state.
I didn't bring one.
Yeah.
And
And I'm drunk.
I am drunk. I am definitely over legal limit. Have a case of beer in my book bag that the police officer who soon pulled me over didn't know I had.
Oh.
But I see a cop sitting in a parking lot, kind of just patrolling the big, the main drag there. I'm trying to weave in and out of traffic to where they don't see me, but they already did. So it was a lady probably in her 50s. She pulls me over, and I just fucking sweet talk my ass off the whole time, and to the point where she's like, I'm not. She's like, all right. I don't think I let off that I was drunk. Don't know.
You definitely
She never said anything about that. She said, I cannot have you ride this motorcycle. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I'll have my buddies come pick me up, whatever, blah, 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 no big deal. I'm just trying to talk enough to where she doesn't start talking about my drinking.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to cut her off at every convenient
trying to get
time
ahead
to-
of it every
Yeah.
curve.
And I just kept telling me like, oh yeah, I'm from Illinois, no helmet laws. I rode my bike down to Louisville, Kentucky, jumped in, didn't think anything of it when I got here. I completely forgot of it. I just got here today, blah blah blah. Just like I'm just rambling. Finally, she's like, okay,
She's like, okay, shut up.
I cannot have you ride on public roads, but there's like 8 properties with conjoined parking lots. You can go like a quarter mile towards your hotel. Once you get on the road, fucking walk it. Key off, walk it. If I see the headlights or taillights on, I'm coming back for you. I'm like, understandable. And she's like, there's 50 other fucking SWAT cars around here.
Somebody
If we
will
see
get you.
You will get pulled over again. I'm like, fair enough. So I had to push it up a big fucking hill, probably like 50 yards. I'm like, God damn it. Finally get on top of the hill, and I'm like, well, technically I'm not going to ride it or like run it. I'm not going to be driving it, but like if the engine's off, it's basically just a bicycle. So I fucking hopped on it and rode the downside of the hill towards the hotel, coasted into the parking lot, fired it up, and then started doing wheelies and shit down the parking lot. And I'm like, guys, you'll never guess what I just did. I talked myself out of a DUI, and I also had to push this fucker up a hill.
So
Good
how was the
times.
Grom though? Otherwise.
Oh, it was great. I've
They're
ridden
awful.
a handful of them.
Hell
It was
yeah.
the same guys who brought them for Shides the next year.
Yeah. Doing
Sick.
field drag races.
Yeah, we were doing
with
field
Groms.
drag races and shit. We
Yeah.
drove like 30 minutes at 60 mile an hour, 2 up on Groms.
You weren't
to
doing
a beer
you
run.
weren't doing 60.
It was like 55.
was-
yeah.
I was saying, I think
in
they
the
topped
50s.
out 55.
Well, they were modded to fuck.
Ah.
Like
But
they
it
were
was
every
still-
single bolt on
I know
you could
the-
possibly do.
I know the new gens they go up to 60 now.
Yeah, but it's
Well,
still
this would have been like
everything
a
it
2019 or
has.
2020.
Was it even Yeah, it would have been 2020.
Yeah, it was 2020 when we were there. Yeah, and they were all rich, dumb 18-year-olds
this
who
is true.
they had money to burn. I'm sure they were all brand new.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they were all modded out and shit. And yeah, we had two of them 2-up, and then the third was single. And we rode like the nearest gas station from Shides that year. It was in a cornfield.
Yeah,
so we had to drive like 25 minutes away to get fucking beer and shit. And yeah, we were 2-up, and I'm like peeking over his shoulder. I'm like, holy fuck, we're doing like 55 miles an hour.
We're going so fast on a Grom.
Yeah, that was nuts.
Yeah, they are not fast.
They are.
Because during my
but they
pit
are
bike, we'll
fun.
do like 75.
Yeah.
Right.
It's all it has, but still.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Shit. All right, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
If you're still here, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Peace out.